Sauce Gardner.
Sauce Gardner is a New York Jet!
Swaggy Sauce Gardner.
I love Sauce. I love his tape. I love his press technique. I love his confidence. He has everything you want to see in the position. And I think Robert Saleh in this scheme is perfect. It's a hand-in-glove fit for him, man.
Garrett Wilson.
It's Garrett Wilson! The New York Jets have just got two big-time playmakers!
I believe that Garrett Wilson is going to be the most impactful rookie receiver in this class. And I think we see Zach Wilson play like he did the last 6 games of the year, times 10, and have a phenomenal second season.
Wow, you think? Yeah! Yeah! Let's Jermaine Johnson!
Brees Hall, running back, Iowa State.
Brees Hall, oh my God, they got him! They went offense. They went with the best running back in the draft. Jeremy Rucker, oh my God! The Long Island native is a New York Jet! J-E-T-S! Jet! Let's go! What is good, Jets Nation? Back to back Victory Mondays that we can celebrate here on the channel. The third straight Monday where we're live on Monday to break down everything we saw about our beloved New York Jets. We are 4-2. We are the third seed in the AFC. We are here. And I am so excited. We got special guests lined up to join the show. And oh my gosh, it's beautiful to see what this New York Jets team has been doing. A well-rounded NFL win, all 3 phases of the ball contributing. Hype in the chat. Hit that thumbs up button for your boy. Let's turn down the music just a little bit. And now let's bring in the man backstage. You guys know him very well. He was on the channel yesterday to give his thoughts right after the Jets win. That man is Jack.
Let's go, boys and girls. Let's go, baby. Let's go, brother.
Oh my gosh, we are back, Jack. We are back, and look who's joining us as well.
There he is, Swaggy Sauce, baby. Swaggy Sauce rocking the cheese head. The disrespect.
And then, of course, Jack and I are both repping 91.0 JFM quarterback kicks in honor of the New York Jets defensive line completely taking over the game. John Franklin Myers with a sack, Quinton Williams with 2 sacks, Sheldon Rankins with the sack. We had 9 quarterback hits. What did I say all week long leading up to the Packers game? I said you got to disrupt Aaron Rodgers with the pressure. And we saw just that. I tweeted right before the game, Jack. Very simple. Run the football, play good defense, win the game. It's exactly what they did.
It's the recipe, man. And I know a lot of people, I see it in the chat already. A lot of people are going to be like, Zach needs to up his game. Zach needs to up his game. Not every game is going to be fought in a rainstorm, guys. The passing game will reignite. But the fact of the matter is we are winning football games by playing defense and running the ball. You do not get more fundamental in the sport of football than that right there. So I am happy as a clam, man. I don't care that Zach had 110 yards. We're out here, baby. 3 in a row. Zach Wilson's 3-0 as well, by the way, man. So I don't think Zach Wilson cares about having 110 yards when the kid hasn't lost a game so far this year. So I am on cloud 9 with the way this Jets team performed yesterday in Lambeau Field, one of the toughest places to play in the National Football League. Aaron Rodgers had won 15 straight games at Lambeau. You only play 8 home games a year, so that's basically 2 full seasons of winning every game basically at their home stadium. And the Jets are there to stop it, baby. Let's get it. Couldn't be more hyped. Let's get into it, my man.
Facts, man. And you said it well. I know some Jets fans are getting concerned about Zach not really contributing to the victories. But listen, when you have a team that can run the ball 11 straight times and still get a touchdown, that is not a bad thing, ladies and gentlemen. We saw Zach Wilson win us a game already this year against the Pittsburgh Steelers. We were down by 10 points in a hostile environment. By the way, the Steelers just beat the Buccaneers yesterday. We're down by 10, I know we're talking about the Packers here, but I got to bring us back to that game because what Zach Wilson did in that game was something special. I mean, the Pittsburgh Steelers crowd was rejuvenated. They entered Kenny Pickett in the game. The defense was raucous. The crowd was in there. And Zach Wilson went perfect in the fourth quarter and put up 128 yards, 10 to 12 from the field, and 2 touchdown drives to win the Jets the game. So just because we have back-to-back weeks with dominant run game and a dominant defense to lead us to victories with Zach Wilson, by the way, not turning the football over in either of those games and him not having a lot of passing yards and him not having a lot of touchdowns, listen, there's nothing to be upset about. Do you know what a quarterback's best friend is for the development for the long term? A run game and a defense. And that's exactly what's happening. And a tight end. And now all of a sudden, we don't only just have Tyler Conklin, but we have CJ Uzama who's waking up in the passing game, who's getting a lot of impacts, not only in the blocking scheme, but in the pass attack. So, yes, we have a lot of things to get into with the wide receivers are not happy right now. They're not really contributing. Zach Wilson's not finding the receivers. But what's working right now is the running attack. And you don't abandon the run if it's working the way it is. The Jets would be morons in that fourth quarter if all of a sudden they're like, okay, you know what? We have to see if Zach can really do something. Let's just start airing it out. No, you have a big lead. You got to run the football, drain the clock out, and just feed Breece Hall and Michael Carter. That's exactly what they did.
Dude, I mean, it was beautiful to watch, man. I mean, especially that last scoring drive that resulted in the field goal. By the way, I'm so happy that they just decided to kick it there and stretch it to 3 possessions as opposed to, potentially giving the ball back to Aaron Rodgers with 2 scores. Aaron Rodgers is the greatest of all time at coming back late in the game. We see it year after year after year. So I was not satisfied until that clock hit double zeros yesterday. So I'm so happy at how that drive, that last scoring drive ended. Breece Hall popping off 10 yards a pop. And then Michael Carter, shout out Michael Carter, man, with the fresh legs coming in and being more than productive, man. He as well was getting 7, 8, 10 yards a pop. And all of a sudden, with a couple penalties against Green Bay, which, by the way, the first half was the worst officiating, the most biased officiating I've ever seen in my life. I mean, it was brutal to watch. So I'm all for those Green Bay penalties that allowed us to drain clock. They had to use their timeouts with just under 4 minutes in the game. So I'm like, dude, let's go. We were ready to go. We did not flounder. We kept our foot on the gas. Remember what I said in the chat yesterday, Rich, during the stream? There's a lot of time left. We got to keep our foot on the gas, and we did exactly that. We dominated the Green Bay Packers in the second half of that.
Oh, my gosh, we really did, dude. We are a team that is making adjustments. We're coming out on fire after halftime. It's great. It's a great thing. And the Jets are actually atrocious in the third quarter leading into that game. We only had 3 points throughout the first 4 weeks, or 5 weeks, actually. So it was a big opportunity for the Jets to have a good third quarter, and that's exactly what they did. We could run the ball all 60 minutes if it's working. Exactly. What is the point of passing? Byron, again, great call, Richie. 11 straight runs and a touchdown. The reason why Zach Wilson only had 110 yards is because of this. Zach Wilson would have had way more yards. So don't look at the box score. Don't be comparing Zach to all these teams like the Buffalo Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs. How are we going to, go out there and beat these guys if Zach is only putting up 110 yards? You have to realize the context of the situation. We ran the ball 11 straight times and got a touchdown. That's mind-blowing. That is ridiculous. That is how you develop a young quarterback to get confidence and not feel like the pressure's all over them. So there's going to be games where Zach Wilson's going to have to put, a lot of passing yards up there. And he showed against the Pittsburgh Steelers in his first game back that he's capable of doing that. So the fact is, you look at the box score, you look at the numbers, and you see all these positive things, but then you see Zach Wilson's passing yards, you get a little concerned. Do not be concerned. The Jets were running the ball, and that's why Zach only had 110 yards. He only threw the ball 18 times. If Zach threw the ball 35 times, or 30 plus times, and he had 110 yards, I'd be concerned. But he threw the ball 18 times, and we put up a 27 spot, baby. That's awesome. And Jack, did you see what Sauce Gardner said in one of his interviews after the game about this?
I very briefly heard Sauce speaking, but I did not hear him say this. So
basically, I don't know if you're aware of this, but when a team plays in London, they have an option to pick a bye, or they get to hand pick their opponent. the next week. So the Green Bay Packers, they elected to not get their bye, and they handpicked the New York Jets to come to Lambeau. And Sauce said that after the game, we know that the Green Bay Packers picked us after Lambeau, and they thought they were going to get the same old Jets. That's what Sauce said. I got chills. Sauce, like, wow. I mean, I don't even know where to begin. But before we get deeper into Sauce Gardner and get deeper into the defense, Jack, let's hear from Mojo, because as you guys know, Mojo is a proud sponsor of Jets Media, and the market is definitely looking interesting after what we saw with that dominant victory yesterday in Lambeau. I mean, I still can't believe we won that game in Lambeau. Does not make any sense.
Brees Hall taking a Lambeau leap with all Jets fans there in the front was like,
oh, yeah.
What am I seeing, dude? That was brilliant.
Oh, my God. So, guys, if you're not aware by now, Mojo is a proud sponsor of Jets Media on Victory Monday. If you guys want to download the app, it's down below in the description. They are an app that gives you an opportunity to invest in your favorite New York Jets and players around the league. Now, these 3 players are trending up. You can trade today in New Jersey. Even if you do not live in New Jersey, I highly recommend downloading the app, because I've been having a lot of fun just seeing who's the top risers, who's the top fallers around the league, because I'm getting used to the app. So when it does get legal in New York, your boy's investing a lot of money into Mojo. So these are the 3 guys that are trending up on the market. Obviously, Brees Hall is the biggest name to talk about, because he has been, I mean, he's the front runner now to win Rookie of the Year. I honestly wish I put money, Jack, on Brees Hall and Sauce Gardner to win Rookie of the Year before the season, because the odds then is not nearly as as it is now. But Brees Hall exploding on the market. Braxton Berrios, back-to-back games with a rushing touchdown. CJ Uzomah is getting involved in the pass game. It was really becoming a pivotal role to that tight end room. We're seeing a lot of 2 tight end sets with both Conklin and Uzomah on the field. And then getting into the negatives real quick, who's trending down is basically the pass attack. We have Zach Wilson, Elijah Moore, and Garrett Wilson all taking a little dip. You know, Zach Wilson's only went down 45 cents. Not really that big deal, simply because he hasn't really done anything to the point where you think, you know, it's wowing you, but he's winning football games, and he has not have a turnover in the past couple of games, which is a positive. Elijah Moore is frustrated with his role with the Jets right now, because it's bittersweet for him. He feels like he should be involved, but the Jets are winning, and he's happy for his teammates. And I will get into this after the Mojo segment, Jack. But, you know, the Elijah Moore situation, I don't blame him personally, because I know that he had a lot of anticipation of becoming, you know, a focal point of this team. He really wants to be a top receiver in this league. He has a lot of ambitious goals. And the fact is, we're running the ball so well, and we have a tight end room that's working, and the ball's not going to him or Garrett Wilson, who's also trending down on the Mojo market. So, Jack, what stands out to you on Mojo? Whether we talk about, we'll start off with the bad, and then we'll get into the good. So on these 3 players, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I think that kind of from an overall standpoint, I think to simplify it, and you kind of put it this way as well, which I think is really smart. What we can just kind of tell right now is that the passing game is trending down and the running game is trending up. Obviously, we saw a very run-heavy game yesterday, so, you know, that's what we're expecting. It wasn't too – Zach Wilson didn't light it up last week either. So, yeah, obviously the passing game is going to be trending down. Especially, I think Garrett Wilson, obviously, Elijah Moore didn't get targeted yesterday. Garrett Wilson got a lot of targets, but Jair Alexander was just an absolute blanket. So I can definitely understand why Garrett Wilson would be trending down, because he was getting those targets and just wasn't getting any production out of those targets. Elijah Moore is a baller, man. Elijah Moore is going to be making plays this year. The passing game obviously will be rejuvenated. Like I said, not every game is going to be in a downpour like it was yesterday. People were slipping all over the field. Guys were losing their footing all over the place. The ball was slipping out of the hands of the quarterbacks. You didn't see many tight spirals out there yesterday, so it just wasn't really a pass-friendly game. So I can definitely understand why, you know, these players are trending in the direction that they are. But that being said, it might be a good time to think about investing in these players while they're trending down. And then, you know, once the passing game is back up, then all of a sudden you're on the quick come up, man.
And then we got the positives. Brees Hall, he's just going up and up and up. Our guy Braxton Berrios, another touchdown, and then CJ. So what do you think would you like, Jack, if there's a guy on the Mojo market, if it was in New York, who would you buy right now? If you could pick one player that you feel like you're going to make some money at the end of the year.
I don't know, man. I would probably right now from these 6 names. Can you flip it again? Right now, I think I would like Garrett probably in order to just make me the most money by the end of the season. I like Garrett's price per share. And I like the fact that, he's obviously trending down right now, but we know that it's going to be back in the green as soon as he has, another productive game like we've already seen 2 from him this year. So I'm thinking Garrett. I like Elijah as well. I'm not losing any hope on Elijah. But the fact of the matter is, and why I'm not even mentioning Zach Wilson, the run game is here, guys. And I agree with the guys in the chat that are saying, who the hell cares if we're not passing the ball, if we're getting 10 yards a pop on the ground, ladies and gentlemen? So the run game is here.
Oh my gosh. Do you guys remember what happened when we went to the AFC Championship back-to-back weeks? Run attack. Hey, I'm looking at Braxton Berrios at $3.50 a share.
Come on, man.
Hey, that's cheap. Hey, give me 10 shares of Brax stock. And also Breece Hall, bro. I just don't see Breece Hall plummeting this year. Like, I really, really don't. I don't think he's going to have 100 yards per game like he has been the past couple of weeks. But it is evident, man, when we drafted this kid, we knew what we were getting in a home run hitter. He has now established himself as a lead back on this team with 20 carries. And it was a slow start to his rookie campaign, which is expected. But he is trending up and up and up. So Breece Hall is the guy that I would definitely look into in terms of investing. So if you want to download Mojo, it's down below in the description. You can download it no matter where you are in the world, but you can only trade on Mojo if you live in New Jersey. But again, even if you do not live in New Jersey, I still recommend downloading the app because you get an opportunity to see the top risers and the top fallers all over on Mojo. So I appreciate Mojo. It's a lot of fun, and I cannot wait for them to come to New York. So, Jack, let's get into the game a little bit. Let's talk about the stats. Let's talk about what really stood out to us. Let's talk about the defense because Mojo, you can invest on the offensive players, but there's no really defensive players to talk about. So let's flip it over. Let's talk about this Robert Saleh, Jeff Ulbrich defense because a lot of Jets fans were questioning Jeff Ulbrich at the beginning of the year. I saw fire Jeff Ulbrich shirts. I saw get Ulbrich out of here. And I never believed that. I'm like, can you give him a chance, please, before we're just reactive and want him out of here? And he had an absolute phenomenal day yesterday with the play calling. And, of course, it stems from Robert Saleh's coaching. We saw Quinnen Williams dominate. Quinnen Williams had a total of 5 total tackles, 2 sacks, 2 tackle for losses, and a forced fumble. So, Jack, we'll start off with Big Q. What is your thoughts of the emergence of one of the best, if not the best, defensive tackles in football?
First of all, shout out to my girl Stephanie in the chat. Stephanie was
Stephanie?
Stephanie was a big fan of Q's performance yesterday, and Breece as well. But
she is in here.
Yep, she is. Shout out Steph. She was so good yesterday. As I was going crazy, she was keeping me grounded in reality. Love you, Steph. And she's all in on Braxton. Love it. She's a big Braxton fan. But Quinnen Williams, man, absolute monster performance. Maybe the best performance of Quinnen's career yesterday. And just, I can't say enough good things. First of all, overcoming the adversity, getting hit in the eye, coming back with the visor, and, being just as dominant in the second half as he was in the first half. And I noticed even on plays where Quinnen didn't get the sack, I remember, I think, it was either 98 or 99. Did Rankins or Curry?
Rankins got a sack.
I think it was on the play that Rankins got a sack. I just saw Q one-on-one with the guard, absolutely bull rushing this man back into Aaron Rodgers. So if Rankins wasn't a beast on the other side of the interior, Quinnen was just going to push that guy right back into Aaron Rodgers. And just
stunts they were doing, like it was an absolute – I mean, Jack, all offseason and ever since we got Robert Saleh, we always said it's the defensive line. Without pass rush, without this four-man rush getting to the quarterback consistently, we are never going to see the full potential. We saw what the 49ers did in 2019 when they went to the Super Bowl with that defense and why Robert Saleh is the head coach. It's because you need to have 4 guys on the D lineman that perform stunts, that can get when they're one-on-ones, when it's double team, confused. And they were running the same stunts over and over and over again on this Packers offensive line. That's not terrible, by the way. And they were just getting to Aaron Rodgers consistently, 8 to 9 quarterback hits. Franklin Myers had a sack. as well, and Sheldon Rankins, man. This defensive line had their coming out party.
And they were quarterback hits. Like Aaron Rodgers was slow to get up from a couple of those. And I know Rodgers is 38 years old now, or however old he is. I think he's 38. You know, I know his body's not the same, but Aaron was getting pounded yesterday, man.
Oh my gosh.
Constantly looking at that thumb on the throwing hand. I'm like, yeah. Let's go.
Guys, if you're just tuning in to Victory Monday, we're 20 minutes in. We got 118 people watching with 46 likes. Let's get to 100 likes if you guys are enjoying Victory Monday. This is the third straight Victory Monday celebration here on the channel. It's been pretty crazy. 3-game win streak for the New York Jets. So please do your boy a favor and smash that like button if you did not already on your way into the stream. So, Jack, we talked about Quinnen Williams. How about the return of his brother, Quincy Williams? 14 total tackles, leading the Jets with 8 solo tackles. I have always said this man is one of the most underrated players on this Jets defense. A lot of people overlook him because they think that he's inconsistent and all these things. But I feel like, because people forget, the game that he got injured against the Cincinnati Bengals, he was the only player that game on defense that was playing good football. And I remember that game and saying it live, wow, Quincy's having a game. He's the only one that looks like he's having a good outing out there. And then he goes down with an injury. It's like, oh, of course, our best player on defense today is the one that gets hurt. And he comes back in his first game and literally just destroying people. That tackle he had on Aaron Jones at the line of scrimmage, literally lifting like he's a little baby. I mean, the energy he brings, the physicality he brings, and the fact that we have two brothers in both Quincy and Quinnen playing at this caliber is just so awesome.
It really is. Like, and I kind of forget sometimes that like these two are brothers. Like they have the same mother, you know, they grew up together, you know, like, and just to see them out there both doing their thing. Obviously Quinnen's been doing his thing all year. To see Quincy come back from injury and just be the best we've seen him all year. 14 total tackles, 8 of them solo. And, you know, he's just an absolute menace, dude. He really is. And just like, he seems to be improving in the areas where we need him to improve. Every once in a while, he'll get exposed in pass coverage, which is obviously the weakness of his game. As I said on the stream yesterday, everybody's allowed to have a weakness in their game, right, guys? So that's clearly Quincy's weakness. But, dude, he shows up on third down. He shows up in crucial situations wherever the football is. Quincy Williams is going to be there immediately afterwards. You know, he's got a nose for the ball. And I just, going into the season, we were like, yeah, I'm liking the defense, man, liking the line, liking the secondary. We'll see about the linebackers. And all of a sudden we have Quincy, Quan, and CJ who are just dogs out here, man. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
And even the safeties are playing good.
I was just going to say the safeties are balling out as well after having a couple bad games to start the year. As of right now, as of today, it looks like we don't have a weakness anywhere on this defense.
Wow. And that's just, I don't know. Can you say that again? Because that doesn't make sense to my brain.
As of right now, 12:35 p.m. on Victory Monday, October 17th, the New York Jets don't have a weak spot on defense.
The way that they're playing right now, we are winning with this defense. And oh my God, we have so much more to get into. But guys, we have another special guest who is joining in on today's show. It's been a while since we got him onto the channel. You guys know him very well. Everybody welcome in Ali. Ali's back.
How you guys doing?
Finally, we get Ali on a Victory Monday stream, bro. We have not talked to Ali. Last time I feel like I talked to you, it's all just losing. Just losing.
It is, yeah.
But we're winning, Ali. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good, man. It's a Monday. It's a great Monday today. I mean, it's Victory Monday for the third straight week. Third straight week, man. It's insane. It's insane. It's unreal.
Third straight week with a Victory Monday. We got sauce right next to Jack and I with the cheese head. I can smell the cheese from here. It smells delicious. Oh my gosh, it feels so good. Everybody welcome Ali into the chat, guys. And if you did not already, hit that like button. If you're not already, I really greatly appreciate each and every one of you guys tuning into the show. So Ali, Jack and I were just highlighting the defense because they are just playing out of their goddamn minds. I mean, I think 20 points against the Steelers, 17 points against the Dolphins, 10 points against the Packers is the last 3 games that the Jets defense has done. So what's been your biggest impressions on this Jets defense in their outing yesterday under Robert Saleh and Ulbrich?
The one thing is for yesterday's game is they played the full 4 quarters. They dominated for full 4 quarters, and even when that touchdown happened to Lazard, Sauce wasn't in the game. Like, he wasn't covering Lazard at that time, and that's kind of, I feel like that's why the touchdown happened. But for the perspective of the defense of that whole, I think the Jets dominated from the start of the game to the end of the game. They kept playing. Even when the game was out of reach, C.J. Mosley was doing those big hits, even with 2 minutes left in the game. And when they were trying to drive the ball down at least a little bit. But the thing is, they played full 4 quarters, and, you know, the offense finally picked it up in the second half to help the Jets defense, because the Jets defense just played balls out, getting after Aaron Rodgers. I don't know how many times did Rodgers get sacked yesterday, and he was pressured almost every single play.
9 QB hits.
4 sacks, 9 QB hits, and we were always in the area of getting another sack every single play. So the pressure is there, and then if you have cornerbacks like Sauce Gardner back there, you're not worried. You know, he's locking down these guys. I believe he only had 1 reception allowed yesterday, over, I think it was like 40 zone coverages or man coverages. That's amazing.
Oh, no, that stat you're talking about is actually for the season. I know you're talking about. You saw on Twitter. Sauce Gardner in man coverage this season. We're talking about just man coverage throughout the first 6 games. In 40 targets, he's given up a catch in man coverage. All the other catches that he's given up is in zone.
The best in the NFL.
The best in the NFL, bro.
He really might be, dude. Like,
and now that transitions perfectly into Sauce, because let's talk about Sauce. Sauce had 3 total tackles and 2 pass deflections, and pass deflections are not something that's just an easy thing, by the way. I think he's top in the league in pass deflections across corners in the entire NFL. The 2 pass deflections that he had were both elite. He had Richard Sherman on Twitter just gushing about it, like, wow, Sauce is so insane. So the first one is a rookie route by Romeo Doubs. So it's a rookie on rookie connection. Doubs runs a beautiful route that's like a nice little stick up and then a little comeback. And Sauce's hips and his footwork, I just got to bring it up. I'm going to bring it up because we have to just analyze that. And then the second one was a crossing route on Lazard, and it was a man coverage. And Sauce just absolutely follows him stride by stride, the quickness to close the gap, and then putting his hands on the football to get it incomplete. If Sauce does not make that play, it's a first down for the Packers. So, Jack, as I'm bringing up the clip, I know we talked about it a little bit earlier, but what's your biggest impressions on Sauce? And did you think he'd be this good this early in his career?
I did not. I'll be straight up with you. I did not. I mean, the receipts for me are there. Every time the Jets media intro plays and we're drafted Sauce Gardner, you see Richie go off and me go, you know, I was just like, I was not that hyped taking a cornerback that early. And I will be the first to say I was wrong. Sauce Gardner, not that I didn't think he was going to be great. I was team Sauce from the beginning for sure. But I mean, I think he's blown all Jets fans' expectations out of the water. Even people that thought he was going to be great from the start, nobody thought he was going to be this effective, man. I feel confident putting Sauce against any receiver in the NFL. Any receiver in the NFL. Give me any receiver. We got Sauce Gardner to shadow him the entire game and lock him down. And you know what? We got a pretty damn good cornerback on the other side in DJ Reed as well. And shout out to Brandon Echols when Sauce missed a couple plays yesterday. Aaron Rodgers targeted him right away. The boys came to play, but Sauce Gardner is here, man. Sauce Gardner is here. The first 2 plays of the game were all Sauce. Sauce forces an incompletion on 1st and 10. Second play goes right back to Sauce, and we thought he got a pick 6. I was screaming. I was losing my mind. It was all Sauce to start the game. We got some Quinnen, lots of Breece Hall, but Sauce Gardner, man. You can't say enough good things about this guy's game. He really doesn't seem to have any weaknesses in his game. He's a great one-on-one tackler. His man coverage is absolutely locked down. His instincts when the ball arrives at the receiver's hands, it's just like it just takes over and it just looks so natural. I mean, look at that, man. It just looks so natural. The change of direction, the quickness.
Nah, like he makes that look a little too easy. Like, this is not normal, guys. This is not normal what we're seeing from a guy at this size being able to stop. Look at his hips. Boom, boom, boom. And then it explodes. Like, that is one of the hardest routes to guard in the league. And he makes this look fluid and easy.
I really think you can make an argument besides quarterback that cornerback might be the most difficult position to play in football, because these NFL wide receivers are some of the most athletic guys on the planet that know the plays, know the routes they're running, and these cornerbacks' responsibility is to be able to keep up with them and deny them the ball. And I think it's got to be the hardest position, definitely on the defense, but besides quarterback, probably the hardest position in football. And Sauce is locking down. So I couldn't be any more stoked.
It really is something special what we're seeing from Sauce Gardner. And now I want to show you this final
Just straight man.
Sauce clip.
Watch, they teach these defensive back.
Hold on, we got it right here. Now watch this. This is man coverage with Lazard, and his ability to follow him. Look at the separation, and puts his hand on the football immediately. Look at this. That's a catch. That's a first down. But Sauce says no, absolutely not. You do not play better than this. And look at the gap that he has to close, and the speed, the long strides, the length. I mean, everything that Sauce Gardner has been doing as a rookie, it's like we don't. Okay, so the best thing about this, guys, is the cornerback position, like Jack said, is so important. And it's also a position that's one of the hardest to play in the NFL, especially as a rookie. So if you're a cornerback that's playing at this level this early in your career, that's when you know that they're a special talent. So Ali, what's your biggest impressions on Sauce Gardner this early in his career? And I personally think he's going to be the defensive rookie of the year if he continues this.
Yeah, he definitely is the runner-up right now for the defensive rookie of the year. But his attention to detail is something I've never seen out of even like 4-year veterans or like even 5-year veterans. Like he puts detail to his footwork is insane. His skill set, he knows how to use his lengthy hands to get the ball out of the receivers and not draw a PI. Obviously, that was a concern coming into NFL from what he had in college, that he might get a lot of PIs called on him because of his lengthiness of his hands and where it could be placed, because they call everything nowadays. And, I mean, he adjusted very well to the NFL landscape. I mean, he went up against Jamar Chase. He went up against Lazard. He went up against Mark Andrews at times. You know, he has had talent. Tyreek Hill, like, he has had talent go up against him. He's not playing scrub wide receivers. He's playing talented wide receivers and playing well against them. The one matchup I'm looking for against is Stephon Diggs when we play Buffalo twice this year. That's going to be a great matchup because Diggs is probably the most smooth route runner I've ever seen at wide receiver position. And then you go Sauce Gardner, and that's going to be a good matchup to watch because those two will go at it. And with Sauce Gardner, when he's on the field, you know that you can trust him, even in the deep ball. Because when the Jets, a lot of teams would look at the Jets and just throw the deep ball on them. The Jets are not as worried about it because they have Sauce Gardner as their cornerback now.
I agree, bro. I think the Stephon Diggs is a good receiver to bring up because pretty much everybody that has lined up against Sauce has won. I don't really see anybody that got the better of Sauce so far this year, and that makes no sense because when you're a rookie cornerback, that just doesn't happen. It really does not happen. So the defense has been flying around. We highlighted the defense. We talked about Quincy. We talked about Quinnen. We talked about Sauce Gardner. So there are some things that we need to just bring up quick. There was a rumor that cornerback Bryce Hall could be traded at the deadline. As we all know, Bryce Hall has been inactive since week number 1. Brandon Echols has been the backup corner. My first take on this is I prefer he doesn't get traded just because I like depth, and just in case of any injuries, I like the insurance to have Bryce Hall. But if the Jets could get some value out of him, because he is coming off a season last year where he was very good, not nearly as good as our corners are today. But if Joe Douglas wants to flip him for a late round pick and we can use that pick for another corner for the future to get, reset the rookie contract on another player, then I can see Joe Douglas doing that because the Jets don't have long-term draft assets like we once did the past couple of seasons, which, we're not going to be draft rich forever. So I could see Joe Douglas trading him if the value is right. So, Jack, I'll start off with you. Do you think it'll be smart for the Jets to move on from Bryce Hall because he's been inactive and it seems like they really like Brandon Echols in that CB number 3 or 4 role?
Yeah, well, we saw Echols step up when his number was called yesterday, so that's definitely a positive for the Echols argument. I'm kind of with you, man. I could be be sold either way. I think it's a matter of what the value would be for Bryce Hall for me, because I'm all in on depth, but I'd also be all in on getting Joe Douglas some more assets to keep building this team. And if these cornerbacks are going to continue to play at this high of a level, and when somebody goes down, Bryce Hall isn't even active to be put into the game, then why not at least explore every avenue? I mean, we know Joe Douglas will do his job and do exactly that. So I really couldn't. I think it's just going to come down to what is put on the table for Bryce Hall. Joe Douglas is going to do his job, and I really couldn't predict either way right now.
I don't see Douglas trading him unless he gets blown away by an offer. I mean, that's really same thing happened with Denzel Mims, right? Denzel Mims wanted to be traded, but Joe Douglas is like, we value you on this team, even though you're inactive. Sorry, but like we value you as a backup, and we're not trading you unless someone gives us a draft pick that we think it's value. And Joe Douglas is not going to ship anybody away for nothing. He's going to only trade Bryce Hall. There's a team out there that's desperate for a corner that'll give us like a 3rd, 4th, 5th round pick. We'll see. So, Ali, what's your quick thoughts of this whole Bryce Hall rumor that he could be traded at the deadline?
I mean, it's pretty much trust JD. We're 4-2 because of Joe Douglas and the coaching staff. So if they decide to move him, we'll move him, and I trust this team and this organization to make the right move for him. I don't think, like you guys said, that he'll get traded. But if they want to get traded, Douglas has fleeced a lot of teams this year in the last couple of years. So if we get the right offer, he'll get traded. And if not, it's not bad to have him on his team. Like, it's not bad.
And then another thing that came out yesterday, in the light of the beautiful win, something that came up. Elijah Moore was on Twitter and he expressed his frustration. Rich Cimini tweeted out something that he got no targets, and Elijah Moore had went to Twitter and said that it's bittersweet for him. He is very happy right now for his team, but he feels personally that he is not involved in this offense. And I understand that because, going into this offseason, we all knew that Elijah Moore was on the verge of breaking out. I got Elijah Moore jersey. You guys know he's my favorite player on the team. So as an Elijah Moore fan, it's frustrating to see him not getting involved. But at the same time, you have to see that what's working on this Jets team is the run game, and it is the running backs, and it is the tight ends, and it is the defense. It's not like Elijah Moore's the odd man out, right? Garrett Wilson wasn't getting involved. Corey Davis only had 2 catches. That beautiful explosive play was great. But it just feels like this Jets are just trying to find their identity. They're running the ball a little bit, and it's unfortunate that Elijah Moore is frustrated. But at the end of the day, if this is the negative stuff that we're talking about this point in the season, I will take it 10 times out of 10. So, Jack, what was your thoughts of that Elijah Moore tweet from yesterday?
Yeah, it's a little, it definitely, I got to keep it real, as I always try to. It definitely, rubs me the wrong way a little bit. I mean, dude, we're winning games. Like, stay off of Twitter, bro. Stay off of Twitter. What are you doing? Like, the 6-figure check in your locker after the game wasn't satisfying enough for you, man. Like, come on, stay off of Twitter. That's some nonsense, in my opinion. Does he have the right to be frustrated? Yeah, I guess so. Is Elijah Moore, Randy Moss? Is he like the greatest receiver of all time, solidified gold jacket type guy? No. He had a promising end to his first year, and now the run game and the defense is here. So, should he have stayed off Twitter? 100 million%. Is he justified in his feeling underused? 100 million%. But I'm always a guy, stay off Twitter, stay off social media, keep it internal. Go talk to Saleh, or go talk to LaFleur, or go talk to Zach Wilson if you're frustrated. Don't tweet. That's just stupid in my opinion. But, he's entitled to feel how he wants to feel.
I agree. Ali, what's your quick thoughts on the Elijah Moore tweet that you saw yesterday?
Yeah, I agree, Jack. The one thing I don't like is, especially after a win on the road in Lambeau Field, you going on Twitter and tweeting something like that out. That kind of just brings down, like, even for the fans, the fun of the win goes a little bit down, because you're like, oh, Elijah Moore is a player that we loved last year, and now he's tweeting like he doesn't want to be here a little bit. Like, that's kind of like what it's showing. Obviously, he's a team player, but I do agree with his frustration. I think they definitely need to use him a little bit more. But you also have to look at the other wide receivers. We really didn't do anything in the passing game yesterday. It was mostly the run game that got us started, and our defense doing the work. I mean, our best player, I think, was Corey Davis, and then from there was a very big drop-off. for wide receivers. Garrett Wilson didn't do a lot either. So just to see how, I think we just need to put Elijah Moore maybe in the slot more, than rather him doing a lot of go routes and having him do the small things. That's what he succeeded last year in. But you also have Garrett Wilson now who does that. So they got to just try to get him involved in any way. But going on social media is probably the worst thing to do for right now, especially with the New York media. He needs to know where he is right now because New York media will attack that, and they're probably already thinking about stories about Elijah Moore going on social media already and showing frustration. So I don't see it going in any good direction for the team. But, I hope he stays quiet for the rest of the season and hopefully gets more involved, because if he gets more involved, he'll shut up.
Yeah, I agree. I think he has every right to feel frustrated, but at the end of the day, you should not be on Twitter voicing that because, like you said, Ali, this is the New York media we're talking about. They're going to really explode that into something it really shouldn't be. So hopefully the Jets get their pass game going. I mean, there's nobody else that wants Zach Wilson to hit Elijah Moore more than me. So hopefully, all of a sudden next week Elijah breaks out. We're like, oh, maybe he needed to tweet this out. Who knows? But a receiver that has been having a good season, who I have been saying over and over and over and over again all offseason to this season that he's the most underrated and underappreciated player on this team, is Corey Davis. Look at this stat, guys. Look at this stat from Corey Davis. 89.5% of all catches by Corey Davis this season has either gone for a first down or a touchdown. That's the highest percentage in the NFL. And I had to tweet it out. I will continue to push the narrative that Corey Davis is one of the most underrated and underappreciated players on the New York Jets. We saw the explosive play yesterday from Zach Wilson to Corey Davis on that 41-yarder that set up the Braxton Berrios touchdown. So Corey Davis, I know some Jets fans don't want to hear this, but he's the number one receiver on this team right now. And that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. That's not a knock on Garrett. It's not a knock on Elijah Moore. It's just a reality that we have a veteran on this team that is playing very good football. He is getting first downs. I mean, that stat, just under 90% of all the catches from Corey came from either a first down or a touchdown. I think he's been excellent this season, and it is so good for the Jets to have a veteran receiver to rely on with the two young studs of Garrett Wilson and Elijah Moore ascending. So, Jack, what's your thoughts of Corey Davis this year and your thoughts of that stat that 90% of his catches are either a touchdown or a first down, leading the NFL?
Dude, I think that, he proves to come up when his number's called. We've talked about this for a couple weeks now. Corey Clutch Davis, man. When Zach Wilson is looking for a completion down the field, more often than not, it seems like the ball is going to 84, man. And I'm here for it. I think every Jets fan should be here for it. The fact that we have Garrett Wilson, Elijah Moore, Corey Davis, three very, very talented receivers as our core three, and then throw in the utility man himself, Braxton Berrios, my guy. I'm absolutely loving where this position group is at. Obviously, the production over the last couple of weeks hasn't been phenomenal, but we know why. It's not a bad reason why the passing game is not lighting it up. It's just how the cookie crumbles, man. It's just we're winning games the way we're winning games. I like this take as well. Corey's run blocking is beastly. He's the perfect veteran anchor for the wide receivers to rely upon. Berrios is getting there too. Amen, Hawk. Appreciate your comment. And Corey Davis, man, he shows up when we need him to show up. And, what more can you ask for out of any player, really?
Dude, the running game I'm happy you brought it up because I got to go back to the tape on the Packers game. But against the Dolphins, bro, he was bodying everybody in the run game. I mean, blocking wise. So it was great to see. King Jamie comes in with a $2 donation. And once again, the Jets proved me right. Go Jets. Appreciate you, King Jamie. Unfortunately, your Chiefs couldn't help us out by getting that dub yesterday. But we appreciate you as always, my man. Hope you're enjoying your vacation over there in Hawaii. Ali, what's your quick take on Corey Davis and his emergence this year? And I got some people in the chat asking if this is his walk year. The Jets have Corey Davis under contract for this season and the year after this. A lot of people going in was already like, all right, his guarantee money's done after this year, so we can cut him and save some cap. But the way I'm looking at it is, why would you want to move off of a veteran that is your security blanket for your young quarterback in Corey Davis? I think that if he continues to play this well, he needs to be here next year.
I agree.
No, for sure. For Corey Davis, man, I think he's just been a consistent guide out there. When the rookies, the young guys can't play, Corey Davis is the one who's making the catch and making the reliable. And he's making, the most important thing is if Zach Wilson is your future quarterback, and we still got to figure out if Zach Wilson will be that guy for us. That chemistry is like they're getting some chemistry right there. Corey Davis and Zach Wilson, which is important for this offense. And I also got to give credit to LaFleur, man. In the second half adjustments were insane for this offense. The Jets offense is moving in the second half and got Corey Davis more involved in the blocking and catching. And that's how the Jets started moving and took over in the second half. Because they kept kind of let the Packers hang around for the first half. But then the second half, they did some adjustments and got the ball moving. And Corey Davis was a big reason. And with the big game, the 40-yard catch that he had, that got the ball rolling.
And now we got to highlight Breece Hall because this man is on the way of being the rookie of the week again and maybe even the rookie of the year. Breece Hall, 20 carries, 116 yards on the ground and a touchdown, averaging 5.8 yards per attempt. Could have got another touchdown at the end of that game, but unfortunately cannot get in there. I mean, Breece Hall has been stepping up, getting better and better every single week. He had his breakout party against the Miami Dolphins, having just under 200 yards in total. And this was his first game where he really looked like a dominant running back in terms of just grounding and pounding it down their throat. I mean, in the fourth quarter, we had a touchdown drive with 11 straight runs. That makes no sense because that doesn't happen. And it was just a really, really fun thing to see. His vision is excellent. I mean, that touchdown run that he had, guys, that wasn't the design play. That shows you the football instincts that Breece Hall has. It was supposed to be a counter double reverse pass, and Breece's assignment was to get that reverse handoff and flip it back to Garrett Wilson, who was going to be running around and maybe throwing the ball down the field. But instead, Breece Hall has the awareness of that wide open field and just to cut it upfield and to get a 34-yard rushing touchdown. Oh my gosh, this guy's special. So Jack, what's your biggest takeaways from Breece Hall's emergence in the past couple of years? Because I think that this man is only going to get better and better.
I mean, I don't think the Jets have had a running back with this level of pure talent since the days of Curtis Martin, man. And I'll mention LaDainian Tomlinson because he's a Hall of Famer that was on the Jets, but obviously past his prime. But this is a guy who we got in his rookie year that is just doing special things, man. This is a home run hitter. This is the way we've been describing him all offseason since we knew he was a Jet. And we saw a prime example of it yesterday, man. That play, look, we all know the play I'm talking about, that little trap run where he just planted and went straight north and ended up in the corner of the end zone.
And did you hear what I just said, that wasn't a design play?
Yeah, you can see it. There was a reverse happening around the other way. You can see where
his
it was
instincts to know to just like eat that play, like,
yeah,
all right, that's not there, and just to be able to
broke down play, and he took it to the house for 6. And then you see Zach Wilson on the sideline. What the F, dude?
Yeah, and after he run the touchdown, he saw Zach on his hands in his helmet because he knew that was not the design play, and he's like, "Wow, like this guy's something else."
That's why. And you know what, George from PFF, you loser.
Oh my god.
That's why we drafted Breece Hall where we did. So you know what? Eat your words, George. Those Twitter replies are hilarious. Breece is a beast.
Breeze. Ness with the $2 donation. Jets, Jets, 4-2 on to Denver. We don't stop. Hell yeah, Ness. I appreciate you, my man. Ali, what's your biggest takeaways on Breece? Because, I mean, what else can we say about this guy?
He's just a total package, and then what this LaFleur offense needed. He does everything. He can catch the ball. He can run with the ball. And just his football awareness is insane. And that's what you guys pretty much are preaching right now with that touchdown run. It was pretty much a dead play, but he figured out how to get a touchdown out of it. And that's kind of what playmakers do. That's what stars do. That's what, big-time players in the NFL do. And that's what Breece Hall is trying to be. He's trying to be a star of this football team. And those type of plays is what's going to make the Jets keep winning football games, just because you have players of capability of going down the field and scoring points. And that's what we've seen so far in the season, and that's what we've seen from Breece Hall.
Dude, the agility, the quickness. I mean, bro, my favorite sequence of the game, I tweeted out my reaction to it in the fourth quarter. Breece Hall gets a run up the middle on 2nd and 9, first down. Next play, back to Breece Hall, another first down. I'm like, wow, Breece is amazing. And then Breece Hall goes to the sideline because he needs a breather. And I'm like, all right, Breece, you deserve a breather. It's not a big deal because guess what? We have Michael Carter, who is also a stud running back. So it's not like we're missing out if Breece Hall's getting a little breather. And that play, Michael Carter takes it 35 yards down the field, down the sideline. And I'm like, oh my gosh, we have to give Michael Carter some love too. Because yes, Breece Hall is definitely the guy on this Jets team, but the presence of Michael Carter is so important to this offense because the formations that they're running to having both Carter and Hall on the field at once is making the defenses no idea what to do matchup-wise. Remember that wheel route that was a 79-yard completion to Breece Hall? That was because Michael Carter was on the field, and it was a play action to Carter. I mean, Carter's presence is a big reason why Breece Hall is ascending, and it's only a matter of time. I mean, Carter had 2 touchdowns last week, and he had a big-time run, so I got to give love to Carter as well because he's been a class act. He's not upset that Breece Hall's taken over his role. He's being very good, and I got to show love to my guy Michael Carter because he's just as much as a stud in my eyes. He really is.
Facts, dude. I love it. And I love all these 2-back formations that you mentioned. Sometimes we'll see Breece Hall in a wide receiver stance. We saw, I don't think this play went for much yardage yesterday, but I loved the design. It sticks out in my head. We had Carter in the backfield and Breece Hall split out left, kind of in like a slot in a receiver stance. Breece Hall goes in motion. The ball gets snapped. You don't know whether it's going to go to Breece for a little end around or whether it's going to be given to Carter off tackle. Like I said, it only went for like 1 or 2 yards, but the threat of having both of those guys out there at the same time, like you said, it's a matchup nightmare for defenses, for linebackers specifically, because both of these guys can run and both of them can run routes and catch passes as well. We've seen both of them be effective at that this year. So love it. Shout out to LaFleur. Shout out to these running backs. Shout out to the O-line. Love it.
And in that touchdown run, Jack, it was actually exactly what you just explained. It was Breece at like the wing back kind of off the right tackle. Carter was the back, and it was a fake toss to Carter on one side. It was trying to like a fake toss to the right, and then that's when Zach came back and handed it to Breece, and then Breece was supposed to give it back to Garrett, but then he cut up field. So like that dynamic with those two running backs, man, it's something special, and that is the heart and soul of this offense. So, Jack, I know you do have to go, but I do want to just bring up Zach Wilson as the final talking point before you go. But, guys, don't worry. The stream is going to be on for another bit. We're going to open this up to live callers in just a little bit as well, so you guys can come on to the Victory Monday, and I can give you guys a platform because it's been 3 straight Victory Mondays. So don't you guys go anywhere and hit that thumbs up button. Let's talk about Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson, back-to-back games with no turnovers and also no passing touchdowns. He had a 10 for 18 day, 110 yards, averaging 6.1 yard per attempt, no touchdowns, no turnovers. So before I give my take on Zach, Ali, I want to hear your thoughts of what you've seen from the year 2 quarterback yesterday and your overall thoughts of him being 3-0 and what you've seen from him in year number 2.
I mean, this is how you're going to get him more comfortable, just not having to do too much and winning football games. And we're winning it by a large margin. Obviously, at some point, we're going to have to see Zach Wilson throw the damn ball because people are going to figure out the run, that the Jets are just going to run the ball on them. But from what I've seen from Zach, is the most important thing is no turnovers, no getting stupid plays, no fumbling, no nothing like that. And that's important for a quarterback because that's what we've seen in our past quarterbacks. They make mistakes, interceptions, fumbles, turnovers, completely turn over the game, and that's how we lose the game. But the Jets are moving the ball consistently. When he needs to throw the ball on 3rd down, he throws the ball and gets it to his guy. And the little things he does is, he still makes those wild plays once in a while as well. So, and then he also makes those bonehead plays that you shouldn't have thrown that ball. So he still has a lot to learn. We still don't know how Zach Wilson is going to be our quarterback or not, but we know the rest of the team is pretty legit.
Well said. Jack, your thoughts?
Yeah, I have 2 questions for you guys that'll sum up my thoughts on this. First question, does this current Jets team not give you 2009 vibes with the defense and the running game?
Yes. I said that.
Yes.
Well,
now, second question. Does Zach Wilson objectively have a higher ceiling than Mark Sanchez ever did.
100%.
There it is. I'm happy with where we're at. We have a better quarterback than we did back then. He's going to hit his stride. The defense in the run game is here. We're here, man. We're here. We don't need Zach to be throwing 4 touchdowns and 375 yards every week to win games. We can clearly see that. The evidence is there. Zach is 3-0. I don't care how he's 3-0. I'm loving it. We're here.
Facts, man. And it's so refreshing that we have a team that we can win by running the ball and playing defense, and we don't have to rely. If we have to rely on Zach Wilson to win us games, guys, guess what? We're not a good football team. We're just a team with a good quarterback. I'd rather be a good, well-rounded football team that can dominate in all 3 phases of the ball. That, by the way, we haven't really talked about. We got to talk about the special teams in a little bit. But, Jack, I'm going to let you skedaddle. I know you got to get out of here. I appreciate you, as always.
I appreciate you, man. Ali, always a pleasure, man. Great getting to chat with you.
Good seeing you, man.
And everybody in the chat, let's effing go, baby. It's real. It feels amazing. I'm about to go to the mall with my girlfriend and buy another Jets item because why the hell not? I'm going for 365 Jets pieces, one for every day of the year. Let's get it. Love you, boys. Love everybody in the chat. JETS, 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 Jets. Let's go, baby. On to Denver. I'll catch you guys.
Let's go, baby. Peace out, Jack. I'll see you later.
Peace.
And Ali, how much longer until you got? So I know.
Like 5-10 minutes.
Cool. So Johnny comes in, a great member on the channel, says there's bad blood between Moore and Garrett Wilson. What makes you think that? I think this is just an assumption. I wouldn't say that. What's your thoughts of this take by Johnny?
I don't think there's any bad blood. I think it's just 2 young players going at it. And
there's 2 young players that are a little internally frustrated personally because they're not getting involved, but they're winning. So they'll get over it, I'm sure. DF Forever with the $5 super chat says, Bills fan here showing respect towards Jets fans and channel. Great win. We will see you soon. DF Forever, I appreciate that, man. Bills Mafia shows a lot of support to Jets media. I really do appreciate you guys showing love and showing support to the Jets because I know that I don't want to speak for Bills fans, but I know the majority of Bills fans have been kind of rooting for the Jets to kind of get over that hump so we can be that second place team next to you guys and try to fight for that division over the guys like the Dolphins and the Patriots. So I appreciate you guys, Buffalo, and let's hope that we can go out there and beat you guys week 9 because if that happens, Ali, oh my gosh, I don't know. We're not going to talk about that because a lot has to happen, but still, the Bills, good win yesterday. Very big win for the Buffalo Bills yesterday.
That went down to the wire, but we could have been the number 1 in the AFC East right now.
I know.
They lost, man.
So, I have not really talked about the special teams yet in this entire stream, Ali, and that's wrong by me because this Jets team is a well-rounded football team that dominated in all 3 phases of the ball. The defense dominated for all 4 quarters. The offense came alive in the second half, and the special teams dominated all 4 quarters. They had a blocked kick. They had a blocked punt for a touchdown. I mean, Ali, what's going on here? That's how you win football games. So what was your biggest takeaways from the special teams, especially, with Brant Boyer, who is the special teams coordinator, who deserves all the credit, who survived through Todd Bowles, Adam Gase, and now Robert Saleh?
Brant Boyer for president, man. Like, literally. I mean, he's a guy that, obviously, like you said, he's been through 3 different changes to the Jets organization and coaching staff, and he still stays around. So there's a reason he's there because he's good at his job. And we saw that again in Green Bay. It was insane. The special teams is doing whatever they can to win football games. Even like Braxton Berrios, whenever he gets the ball, I feel like he might take it to the house.
Oh, yeah. It's only a matter of time until Berrios' house is won.
Because he just has that speed, and I think Brant Boyer has great blocking when he needs to run with the ball, and they just want to play. They just want to play for him, and this is a coaching staff that I've seen like rally, and then with that special teams play, that helps the entire team go crazy. You saw the sidelines after that block punt for a touchdown. You saw that sideline going crazy. You saw Robert Saleh going crazy because that brings momentum to the team, and we're on the road. We're at Lambeau Field. We're literally at a playoff atmosphere right now. It was a packed place, but we came out and just rocked them, and that's kind of what we need from this team because the Jets have no expectations for this year. We had no expectations, but now we're thinking possibly what can we do? Can we make that stride? to even a wild card spot. You never know. We have a tough road still. Every game is going to still be a competition, but the Jets are different from what we saw. They're an actual football team that people are actually trying to tune in and watch now.
It's a fact. Is this true? Did Robbie Anderson just get traded, or is this fake news? I know that he's definitely available on the trade market. I'm curious if that's true.
He did say something. They're shopping. Yep, it's a new wide receiver. Yep, he got traded.
Damn. All right, first domino to fall. Let's see if Christian McCaffrey gets traded. That's some NFL things to keep an eye on. So, breaking NFL news, Robbie Anderson to Arizona. I feel like he might do nice in Arizona. I mean, they got a lot of receivers over there, but as a go route runner that
Murray
he is
the worst quarterback I've ever seen in my entire life. Bo is like a little midget. He's like a little Mickey Mouse that just runs around the field all game. And they don't wake up until the second half. The first half,
the Cardinals are kind of overrated. I mean, they had a really couple good seasons 2 years ago. But we'll see if Robbie can get going over there. But my quick thoughts on the special teams, man. Ali, you hit it beautifully. Brant Boyer has his team prepared, and he deserves all the credit, first of all, because when you have a guy in Brant Boyer playing that well as a coach, it really shows you how impactful the coaching staff is on this team. The punt coverage with, first of all, Justin Hardy and Brandon Eccles as the gunners have been sensational every single time they're there. Braden Mann has been a perfect punter for this team, ever since that week 1 blunder. Greg Zuerlein, he missed his first kick since week number 1, that 53-yarder. I'm not going to blame him for that. It's just a matter of time until he's going to miss one. But the punt block for the touchdown, Quinton Williams blocking a field goal. I mean, that was the difference of this game. I mean, without that punt block, I think the momentum just really swung in our favor. We got it was right after our touchdown. It was the explosive play to Corey Davis, and then Braxton gets in the end zone, 10-3 Jets, and the next defensive drive, Quinton Williams gets the sack on 3rd down, and then that punt was the punt recovery for the touchdown to make it 17-3. And then all of a sudden, this Jets team has a chance to really blow this team out. And then the Packers gets a touchdown, they make it 17-10, and then Breece Hall does his work by getting in the end zone. So I feel like that block punt kind of really changed the outlook of the game. And how refreshing is it that we had a win where all 3 phases of the ball was playing at very good at the same time in that second half. And that tells you that this Jets team is well-rounded, and they're well-coached, and they're talented. Ali, I'm going to leave you off with this question. And I was not going to bring this up until I really felt like it's a possibility. And I told myself I'll only bring it up if we beat the Packers and we're 4-2. Is this New York Jets team a playoff contender? Because right now we are the third best record in the AFC. There's nobody in the league that has as many wins as the New York Jets in the AFC besides the Kansas City Chiefs and the Buffalo Bills, who are the 2 best teams arguably in the AFC. The Jets are alone up there. Like, what is going on, Ali? And also, before I let you speak on that question, remember, going into the season, the beginning of the year was looked at as the gauntlet, was looked at as, wow, we have to escape somehow with 3 or 4 wins by the bye. Otherwise, our season's going to be over before it started. And we just matched our win total already from last year in the first 6 games. So what's your thoughts of the Jets potentially making the playoffs?
What I'll say is we're going to be playing meaningful football finally until December. I think we're going to be in it until the very end, especially. Okay, the next few games before our bye are very, very important. If the Jets can somehow go to Denver, beat them, that's a very winnable game. Denver's defense is very good, but their offense is kind of slacking right now. And if they can take momentum out of there in Denver on a road team again, that's huge. Going 5-2 there. And then you're coming back home to the Patriots. What's going to happen with the Patriots? The Patriots defense is playing really well. The offense is still pretty
underrated.
And the Patriots defense is playing very well. I mean, they kept people out of the end zone for quite some time. I think it was 7 quarters or something until last game, until the 4th quarter. So the Patriots defense, will be at the Patriots game this time around. And if they can win those 2 games, playoffs is on the table, like for sure. Because if you win the games that you're supposed to win, because Obviously, Buffalo's going to be a difficult game to win. But if you're home, anything can happen. You never know what can happen. But I don't expect myself to win that game. But then you go on the bye, you go play the Patriots again. That's also another winnable game. Then you Bears, Vikings, the Bills again, the Lions, Jaguars, Seahawks, and the Dolphins. You look at the schedule, and when you looked at it in August, you're like, damn, the schedule is hard. But now you're looking at it, and you're just like, okay, we can win some football games. We can actually beat these guys. Especially with the Dolphins all over the place right now. And then, like, the Jaguars, that's beatable. The Bears, there's a lot of winnable games for the Jets. But they just got to keep it one game at a time and see if they can keep going with this offensive game plan. And the most important thing is going to be is if the coaching staff can adjust. And that's what they kind of did against the Packers this game. They adjusted in the second half. They made some adjustments, and the offense moved the ball and was scoring points. And then it all came together. And if they can keep making adjustments throughout the season and winning football games and adjusting to who their opponents are, the Jets could be a wild card spot, man, because right now they're looking pretty solid. But again, we need to go win some more games on the road and just start piling them up.
The Jets are the only team in the AFC that are undefeated on the road this year, 3-0. Listen, we are a playoff contender right now, and I don't want to get it twisted to the point where now all of a sudden we have to put a playoff mandate on this season where if we miss the playoffs, it's a disappointment. I'm not saying that. I said going into this year, and Ali said it, we need to be playing meaningful games in December. And as of right now, we are on that track of playing meaningful games in December. That's all I ever wanted. I did not want to talk about the mock drafts at all in December. I did not want to hear people in the chat, hey, Richie, who are you looking at in the draft? Oh, what pick do we have? Oh, we have to lose for a pick. I don't want to hear that. I did not want to hear that this season. And luckily, it does not feel like that's going to happen. So even if the Jets, miss the playoffs by a game or something, and it's like they win 8 games or 9 games and they still miss it, I mean, I'm not going to be totally upset. But at the end of the day, we have a chance to actually make the playoffs. Like, we're 2 games above 500. With that being said, what I just had to say, Ali, we're 2 games above 500. If we play 500 ball the rest of the way, we're a playoff team. The AFC is not as stacked as we once thought it was. They're really not. The AFC West was looked at this division that's a powerhouse. The Broncos don't look that good. I mean, we have to beat them this week before I can really say that. The Chargers are probably going to, it's going to be Broncos versus Chargers tonight, so we'll see that. The Chiefs are the Chiefs, and the Raiders, they're not as good as, they were a playoff team last year, and they're not looking good. And also the AFC North, right? The Ravens just lost to the Giants. The Bengals are, 500? The AFC North doesn't scare me. So the wild card is wide open, right? We're expecting the Bills to win the division, right? It would have been fun if we were able to say we're in first place with the Bills losing yesterday. But the reality is this is the Buffalo Bills division. But to speak on the opponents, we have to at least split with the Patriots because I would prefer to beat them at home this upcoming week after the Broncos. But the Patriots, I said it 2 weeks ago, don't sleep on them. Do not sleep on them after being 1-3. Last year, the Patriots were 1-3, and they went to the playoffs. They still have Bill Belichick. They still have a great coaching scheme. And all of a sudden, they have a rookie quarterback in Bailey Zappi who looks legit. And they have Mac Jones who's coming back from injury. And they have a stellar defense. So they're only 1 game behind the Jets, and we cannot take the Patriots lightly at all. But it is pretty wild, Ali. Like, we have a serious chance of not only playing meaningful games in December, but winning. I wouldn't say winning a playoff game, making the playoffs. And the crazy thing about this is all off season, a national media was always talking about, like, who's going to be that team that can go from last to first? Who is that team that can be like the Cincinnati Bengals? And we were always that team that they're looking at, like, if there's one team that was really bad last year, who can make that big jump? And right now it seems like it truly is the New York Jets.
It's kind of unbelievable just because there was no expectations for this team because of how young they are. We don't know what we're gonna see on the football field for this team. We had absolutely no idea how Zach Wilson's gonna look, how this running game's gonna look. Is Breece Hall like the legit Breece Hall that everyone's thinking he's gonna be amazing? We didn't know. Is Garrett Wilson gonna be that number 1 wide receiver for us? Is the defense gonna play to the high level? Is Sauce Gardner the top cornerback in the league? Like, we didn't know all this stuff. But then the games start coming out and you're like, okay, they might be a legit team now. They actually might be contenders for the playoffs possibly and go in and, shock a lot of people because even if you look at the schedule now, again, it looks much, much easier for us.
Well,
to
Hawk
win
has
these
us going
games.
13-4.
I don't know about that, but I wonder what his losses are. Probably the Bills, but
Bro, it really is crazy because, like, I'm sitting here thinking, like, there's a chance to get 10-plus wins. And it is there. Like, the blueprint's there, especially if we beat the Broncos. If we beat the Broncos going 5-2, then we're having a completely different conversation. But I said we needed to go on this road trip and win one of the Packers and Broncos game, and we beat the Packers. So now let's go sweep it and go on a 4-game winning streak, obviously. But this Jets team, you know, when you look at the schedule, and the best part about this team is we are the first team, I think second team ever, to have 4 wins in their first 6 games where we were the underdog and not favored. So the Jets are not getting respected. They're not getting picked, which I still love. And I think that's going to be a continuous effect. So the Jets got to do this for the rest of the season. They got to win the games they're supposed to win and still have a couple upsets, and that's how we make the playoffs. If we beat the teams we're supposed to win, like the Bears, the Vikings are not going to be easy. They have 1 loss this year. We got to beat the Lions, got to beat the Jaguars, got to beat the Seahawks. If we beat, those are 5 wins. And that brings us to 9. And then we throw in a couple games that we're not supposed to win. Like you got to split with the Patriots. Maybe we can compete and we could beat the Vikings on the road, right? If we beat the Packers, why not? We could beat the Vikings. Can we beat the Dolphins at the end of the season, right? So I don't know. It's so crazy.
The most, like, I don't even view the Denver Broncos game as like the most like important game to win, but I think the Patriots game is the most important now.
Yeah, I'd sacrifice a Broncos loss if that means we're beating the Patriots.
Because we need division wins. Like, we definitely need a division win because that's how we're always last in our division and we're not even competitive or looked at because we never win division games. Like, it's really bad. We always have a terrible record in our division. And the reason the Bills have been so successful lately and the Patriots been successful for the last years is because they won divisional games. And we just need to start winning divisional games. We won against Miami. If we can go against the Patriots, we will be 2-0 in the division, which is huge for our standing purposes because who knows when Buffalo can go down. And you never know. What if, like, we're in sky high right now and we beat the Buffalo Bills at least once? At least
we
once.
could
Like,
beat the
if you
Bills
think about
once,
it,
we could.
if we beat them once, you never know because
it's a division
never
game.
know.
It's a division gauntlet. I mean, the Bills have had our number the past couple of years, and the Bills are the powerhouse. The Bills are the best team in the AFC right now, and they're going to be a hard team to beat. But based on what I'm seeing, and I'm just basing this off of football, based on X's and O's, looking at this Jets football team, we are a well-coached, sounded team that plays good on all 3 phases of the ball. And listen, it is not going to be easy to contain Josh Allen for 4 quarters. But I love the way this defense is looking. And if we can get pressure on Josh Allen and really get to his head and we can run the football, I think that the same exact way we beat the Packers yesterday is the same exact way we got to beat the Bills, is running the football and playing good defense and limiting the turnovers.
You know, though, for the Packers game, what I saw was the fast start purposes because we almost had a pick 6 to start the game.
Yeah, that set the tone. Even though it got called back, that kind of set a little tone.
We got called back, but we had a pick 6 almost for Sauce Gardner, and I was going nuts for that. But, like, it didn't count, which was really upsetting. But what they're going to have to do against the Bills, if they want to beat, like, the Buffalo Bills, they want to beat the Vikings, they need to start off fast. And they need to get a lead right away, and that will set up the tone and get pressure on Josh Allen. And if you trust your defense and your pass rush, you'll be fine if you have a fast start. But you need to have a fast start. Don't have long fields because that's when Buffalo Bills defense still number 1, like top 3 defense in the league. And, you know, you're going to go up against that team twice this year. Somehow pull it off. No matter what the score is, how messy of a game it is, if you win one of those football games, it's going to be huge for this team because that's a divisional win. That's also a win on your column and just showing that you can beat other teams in this league.
And let's just look at the next 3 games before the bye real quick. What's the record that we want, right? We want to win all 3 as this Jets fan base as we are. But realistically speaking, we got the Broncos on the road, and then we're back home for 2 straight games against a division before our bye, the Patriots and the Bills. If we can somehow go 2-1 in that, and then we're 6-3 at the bye, even if we go 1-2, unfortunately, right? Because this team is still young. They're still learning, right? We're not like, we can't pretend that we're just a Super Bowl gauntlet unless we are. I just don't know it yet. I'm not going to go that high, guys. Relax. I got to be somewhat realistic here. But if we can even if we go 1-2 the next 3 games, we'll be 5-4 at the bye. And I was saying we need to at least go 3 and something or 4-5 at the bye if we have any chance of being competitive. And if we go 1-2 the next 3 games, we're going to be 5-4. And if we win against the Broncos, if we beat the Patriots and then say we lose against the Bills, we're 6-3. Like, bro, if we win the next 2 out of 3 games for the bye, we're 6-3 at the bye. And if we lose 2 of the 3, we're 5-4. So, like, I mean, hopefully we just don't lose all 3 getting into the bye, and then that's a big issue. So, I mean, listen, thinking about it this way, if we win the next 2 games and we lose to the Bills, we're talking about a 5-game win streak. So that's where I'm like, wait a second. You know, it's like, what? I got to ground myself, Willie. I'm not used to all this winning. It's the first time that I'm covering this team when they're winning.
Dude, I've been like so like caught off guard with this team. It's insane because like I wasn't expecting any of this. I was expecting like, okay, can we just see Zach Wilson and see if he's good enough? Like if he's good enough at quarterback, we're not going to be competitive. And like I was hoping, praying that we can be at least playing meaningful football in November and December, and I don't have to look at draft research until then. But like it looks like we're actually can be like in competitive all the way into December and see what happens with the playoffs. And I could be like the last game type deal for the Jets if they want to get into the playoffs. So,
oh my God, and that's against the Dolphins, bro.
Of course, it's the Dolphins, then.
I love that. We're coming. Vegas had the Jets at 5.5, and I bet that I bet this. So looks like I'll win that bet. Hopefully the Jets can win 2 more games. Let's go. But man, it's just so crazy that now it's like I'm expecting a W every week based on what we're seeing, and it's different, man. This coaching staff really. My favorite part about this winning streak right now is the way that this coaching staff is handling it, right? We've seen them handle the losing, and now we're seeing them handle the winning, and they're not getting over their heads. They're not like partying, like wow, we're winning. What's going on? Salah's keeping it evil. He's like, expect this. This is the new normal. Do not pop champagne because we won a game. This is what we are expected to do week in and week out. And that is a serious culture shift, man. It really is. And that's like going to make me cry, like tears of joy, because that's what we've been talking about. How many times have we brought up the culture word? Culture. Well, we're seeing it. That is a definition of a culture change with Robert Saleh's press conference after a 3-game win streak saying this is the new normal. This is what we expect. We are expecting to win. Do not be over the top over this win. We still have another week to prepare for another opponent. They're taking it week by week, and it really is something special, man, what this Jets team is doing, because the message, and speaking on Saleh real quick, Robert Saleh has proven to be the head coach of this team, man. He really is, because my biggest takeaway from Saleh is his message, his optimistic energy, and his spirit is you can feel it on the field. You can the players are just playing with this energy and playing with this positive vibe and playing with the message of the all gas, no break mentality, and playing with the 60% mentality of even if you feel like you're going at 100%, you still have 40% more to go, and just empty everything you got in the tank. And like Robert Saleh, that's what a head coach is about. And we talked about in the coaching search, we want a CEO type of coach. We don't want just an offensive mind. We don't want just a defensive mind. And Robert Saleh is the perfect example of a CEO type of coach. He is a defensive mind, but he is coaching all 3 phases of the ball. He's instilling a mindset. He's instilling a spirit in this entire football team. And that is making me want to just like, I don't know, but I just didn't expect to see this because And a quick shout out to Saleh again. He's 4-1 since those receipts comments. The New York media attacked that man. A lot of people in the comments was attacking Saleh after those receipts comments. I personally loved it because he's backing up his team. He's genuinely sparking the confidence in the team. And Saleh's 4-1 since those comments. Robert Saleh deserves the flowers, man. He still has a lot to prove, but I've been so impressed with what this head coach has been doing with this young team.
No, and like, to say that bold of a statement it's not a small thing. That's kind of like you're saying a thing that will be good right now and we'll win some football games like now. Like that's what he was saying, and that kind of statement is kind of fireable if it goes the wrong way. if we're get blown out. But he actually believes in this football team, and now he's making all Jets fans and the NFL football team. It doesn't matter how young they are. They can go out whenever you want and compete with you because they know how to play football. There are talented receivers on this team. There's talented running backs on this team. There's cornerback 1 on our team that's literally the cornerback 1 in the league, and he's a rookie. And then you have a pass rush. Your pass rush was getting to the quarterback finally, and we finally saw our pass rush doing what they do best. So going into Denver game, you're going to be like, okay, Russell Wilson's struggling. He has not hit. He's been so bad on offense. How can we win this football game? And I think that's going to be another dogfight type game because the Denver Broncos defense is legit. And that's going to be another test for LaFleur and this coaching staff.
Yeah.
But what I've noticed about this coaching staff is they know how to make adjustments. They know how to have a good game plan. And if a game plan goes bad, they go in the second half, they talk it up, and you see a completely different team in the second half. That used to be the complete opposite of what we used to see from the New York Jets team, is that we would come out and we would have the same game plan and still we would lose. We would lose the game. But they fight until the very end, and that's gotta go with the coaching staff because they're building a culture where it's the no quit mentality there.
I agree, bro. We got a Dolphins fan coming in, sending in $2 to say Tua is back. You'll be bottom dwelling again soon. Oh, is that right? Dolphins fans cannot handle the emergence of these Jets, baby. I love it. Well, I appreciate the $2 donation, man. And good luck to Tua. I know that he's back, and I wish nothing but health for Tua because what he's going through is nothing you like to see. I prefer to see the Dolphins healthy and competing instead of injured. But my favorite part about this is I don't know. I mean, there's maybe a handful of Dolphins fans expected this from the Jets. Everybody, like majority of Dolphins fans, looked at this Jets team as the same old Jets. We're trash. We're nothing. We're overrated. We're overhyped. We're this and that. So it feels so good to be looking down on the Miami Dolphins right now in the standings after beating your asses last week because the arrogance that I saw from that fan base. And I went off about it last week in the roundtable. Not going to do it again here. I got that all off my chest. But it feels good, man. It feels good. It feels so good.
It just feels good and like, I don't know. It's just a weird feeling because we don't know. We haven't seen this type of juice out of this team. And even in the 2015 season, like when we saw Brandon Marshall and stuff and Eric Decker, and that was when our 10-6 season, we were right for the playoffs. It just didn't feel this way because for this season, we were just like, okay, we're going to see how these young guys are, but the young guys are winning the football game. The young guys are not these veterans that we bought in to bring in. They're using their draft picks to get these guys. And, like, we pretty much traded Sam Darnold and Jamal Adams to get Vera Tucker, Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall. And now you're looking at this football team and you're like, damn, this team is good as hell because – and you got to give it credit to Joe Douglas because the right guys are in the position for this team right now. And we're actually trusting the process for it. And we actually are seeing the results on the football field. And even if we don't make the playoffs this year and we're at least in the conversation in December, next year is a playoff mandate. Next year is a playoff mandate where
we're going for the division next year, baby.
You got to go compete. Like next year is the year that you have to go in and win football games and go to the playoffs and try to make some noise.
Another donation from the same guy. Much love. You're a quality Jets fan. Just trash talk. I appreciate that, my man. Of course, it's all love and game. You got to show some trash talk back and forth. I appreciate you, my man. I cannot wait for the AFC East Roundtable this week on Wednesday. And again, I wish nothing but health for Tua in all seriousness because what happened was very, very scary. And I really hope that the Dolphins can get healthy out there so we can see their full potential because nobody knows injuries more than the Jets after what we've went through the past couple of years. And it feels good to not be feeling that type of way. So, Ali, I know you got to get out of here in a couple minutes. So I'll give you the floor. Anything you'd like to say to the Jets fans watching about where this Jets team is at and where we're headed this year? Because Jets fans are on cloud nine. We're obviously 4-2. We are on a 3-game winning streak. We are 4-1 since Robert Saleh brought out the receipts, and we just made a national statement to the league that this is not just a team with young talent that's developing for the future, but we're good to win today.
Yeah, man. This team is definitely a surprise. This team just came out of kind of nowhere, and we weren't expecting this. I think no one was. But I guess inside, in the way like Joe Douglas, Robert Salah, LaFleur have been preaching since camp, saying the team will be winning games, and his players believe in what they were preaching. And now we're seeing before our very eyes us beat football teams that we thought we never would beat. So with the Jets, I mean, I think it's a long road for us, but it's still something that we are looking forward to, and I think we're going to be growing for years to come. And, what we need is consistency of winning football games. We need a team where we don't just go down the drain after a year or two. We need to have consistency of where we're in the relevance of playoffs and trying to go into the playoffs every year and just stay in the talk. It's just stay in the mix of everything. And that's kind of where the team is headed, because they're building the depth from the bottom of the team to the starters. And you saw that when Sauce Gardner went down, Echols went in, and he played pretty well. And especially with Aaron Rodgers targeting right away as soon as he saw Sauce Gardner leave the field. And that's the depth on this football team. And that depth is pretty much putting a Bryce Hall into the trade market because he's inactive because how good we are at that position right now and how well depth we are at that position. So, for the Jets football team, we'll see what happens. There's a lot of games that it's very winnable coming up. Denver is our focus right now. It's how to contain Russell Wilson and how to keep the pressure on him and try to win this football game, because whatever they're doing right now is running the ball, the defense, they're doing it correctly. So, again, I will be at the Patriots game in 2 weeks. So that'll be really fun. Hopefully I'll see some of the subscribers there. Don't be afraid to come up to me and talk some ball. But again, thankful for being on this show, and we got a lot more coming up with me and Richie on other channels as well. So thanks for having me, man, and we'll see you soon.
Hell yeah, man. It was a pleasure to have you back on, man. Good luck with everything with your job, and we'll see you hopefully on Victory Monday next week.
Yep, for sure. All right, see you guys.
Peace out, Ali. All right. You guys know what time it is. It's the live call-in segment where we're getting Jets fans to tune in. And tune in. Who wants to come represent Gang Green right now? Who wants to do it? I know that there are a lot of you. All right, guys, so now we're going to open this up to a Jets Q&A. Live call-ins are welcome. I just put the link pinned to the chat. Please, if you did not already, hit that like button, guys. Let's get as many Jets fans and NFL fans in here. Please hit the like button. The link is pinned. I'm going to be right back. I just quickly have to use the restroom because I've been live for an hour and a half, and your boy drinks a lot of water. So right when I get back, which will be in like 60 seconds, we're going to get to the first caller. So everybody click that link if you want to join. Make the little name your name on YouTube so I can tell who is who. And we're going to get into some Victory Monday celebrations and get into Jets Nation. Let's go. Be right back. Thanks for waiting. Oh, we got a lot of people lined up. Look at this. Jets fans are ready. Jets fans are ready to celebrate. Let's go. Hit that like button, everybody. We're just getting started on the Jets Q&A and a live call-in. So we got a lot of people tuning in. So we're going to bring everybody in individually. You can ask a question. We can celebrate. And then we're going to get to the next caller. So let's get started, baby. Caden's back.
Richie.
Let's go, Caden.
Victory Monday.
What's today again? Say it
the
again.
Elijah shirt, even though Elijah did nothing this week.
We got the Elijah Moore up there. We're always representing Elijah.
I just got to say, what a game. Here's an interesting stat for you. This was the first Jets win I have watched since 2019 when we beat the Steelers in like week 16 against Devlin Hodges.
Wow, because you're upstate and you don't
get
access.
Yes, and I never get the games. I couldn't watch any of the wins last year. And probably the best win I've watched since we beat Dallas that year as well, because that was a thriller.
Oh my God, honestly, that feels great. That you
probably the only game I've ever watched where we've won and are actually like seriously contending for a spot. And like that was probably since 2015, right? Was that when we had Fitzpatrick and Marshall?
Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, in general, as a younger Jets fan at 17, it's a great feeling. So, like, I just was so excited to watch it in my room yesterday on Fox Sports. Man, the first half.
Yeah, you didn't have to worry about me play with my stream because you finally have access because we're finally on Fox Sports.
I know, yeah. And next week, if I can't get the game, I'll definitely be tuning in, listening to you. Don't worry about that. But just a little quick recap about the game.
Yeah, go
First half, we can all agree, in terms of offense-wise, it sucked. Like, the offense did nothing, even though Breece Hall was still decent. That is something that definitely the coaching staff needs to work on, is because, like, when we play a team like Buffalo, they're rolling right out of the gate, and they don't let anything stop them. So, like, yeah, it's great that we're a fourth quarter team and can bring these big comebacks or just put the beat down on teams in the fourth quarter. But if we can't score anything in the first half, then we're not going to fully be really winning games then, or against the good team. So that's something LaFleur and Saleh definitely need to work on with, like, getting Zach in a rhythm, scheming wide receivers open in quick slants. Because you noticed when LaFleur dialed that up, that pass to Corey Davis, Zach got in the rhythm, and we went on that 3-play drive, got the touchdown. Get Zach in a rhythm early, get easy throws for him, and then I honestly think Zach will just blow the top off the defense.
Yeah, I agree. I think this offense, it was the tale of two halves. The defense played well all 4 quarters, but the offense did not, and they had a little slow start. But, it's a good sign that even though they were struggling, and it kind of was it just felt like a defensive battle out there for both sides. It just felt like a Packers offense struggling, Jets offense struggling, both defenses playing well in Lambeau. And, without our offense stepping up, we would have lost that game potentially.
Exactly.
So, luckily that they were able to make the proper adjustments. But you're right. If we're playing the top dogs, we have to be able to come out on fire and be playing good offensive ball immediately. So, Caden, I appreciate the call. It's great to see your face, and I hope we see you next week.
Let me just say this, and that's the thing. Aaron Rodgers still had a decent stat line in general. It's not like he was terrible and we just walked over the worst offense in football. It's still a talented team. So that just shows huge progress from the defense right there. Props to Jeff Ulbrich. I'm excited for the Broncos game next week. We should be able to win it. Cross my fingers.
And we'll see how they look tonight.
If we win, yeah, exactly. That's a good point. If we win this, we're putting the NFL on notice. On to the Patriots and the Bills. Patriots scare me a little bit because
we already put the NFL on notice, Caden. Trust me. We have put the NFL on notice. I feel like
this will finally get it through the NFL
yeah, you're right.
big skulls that we are for real and we can challenge for a spot.
It's true, my man.
Hopefully we can at least battle with the Patriots because they did just blow the doors off Cleveland.
Yeah, the Patriots.
And sadly, that's probably why Breece Hall won't win Rookie of the Week because Bailey Zappi had an incredible game.
Yeah, it's all good. We got him on already.
But great game. Just feels great to be having 3 Victory Mondays in a row. Who would have ever thought? And Brady Quinn, go to the North Pole. Like, just get him out of here.
Go to the North Pole. Yeah, screw Brady Quinn. Caden, I appreciate the call. You're always a pleasure, and I cannot wait to see you again on Victory Monday next week, hopefully. All right?
Peace out, Richie. Thanks.
Of course, Caden, anytime. Great caller. Caden's here every single week. He lives in upstate New York, so he doesn't really get a chance to watch the games live if they're not nationally broadcasted. And luckily for Caden, they were on Fox on the A-list, so he was able to watch the New York Jets. All right, guys, again, if you want to join, click the link at the top of the chat and we'll get to everybody that joins. Next caller is a great member of the channel. It's my guy Charles. What's up, Charles?
Hey, Richie. You know, I'm even just let you guys know that probably are hating on me. Just because I pick against the Jets doesn't mean I don't want them to win.
Yeah, of course. We know that.
The Jets are now 9-5 lifetime versus the Green Bay Packers. That's crazy.
That is
considering the incredible history the Green Bay Packers have had over the years of winning, competing for playoffs and championships. That's incredible to me. One of your fellow members said that in the chat yesterday.
Really? Yeah, man. The Jets have played the Packers tough historically, and they went out there and they stopped a 15-game winning streak at home for Aaron Rodgers. Hello, guys. I don't care about any, what about that?
Well, you got a lot of these morons say, well, Aaron Rodgers was hurt. They don't have many good receivers. You still got freaking Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, it's a future Hall of Fame quarterback. They have never lost under Matt LaFleur at home after a loss. And the New York Jets went out there and they played 4 quarters of 3 phases of the ball, running down their throats, playing sound defense. And guess what? They won the game in the trenches. And that's how Joe Douglas wanted to build this team.
I got to say, the offensive line played better in the second half than in the first half.
For sure.
Dwayne Brown is a beast. I will agree that chop block call was bullshit.
Bull crap.
But what I was very impressed with the most was the maturity of Zach Wilson. I had a feeling in the first half he kind of had like butterflies and stuff. Like he was like, I can't believe it. I'm playing against my childhood hero and idol, Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. And listen, he calmed down. And when he needed to make plays, he made the plays.
That catch to Corey Davis, that bomb to Corey Davis was a thing of beauty.
It really was. And he said in the press conference, he did not, he could have had Corey for a touchdown if he let him, but his instincts was like, I don't want to throw it for the touchdown because I don't want to overthrow this. I want to guarantee Corey Davis to catch this ball. And that's exactly what he did by leading Corey Davis inside away from the corner. And guess what, Charles? What was the next play after that explosive play?
Berrios, give him his Cheerios, touchdown.
Exactly. So that shows you the maturity of Zach Wilson.
Give him his Cheerios, man. You know, we should petition to give Berrios his own cereal. Berrios Cheerios.
Berrios deserves all the credit, but I just got to give Zach Wilson a lot of love on that throw because I didn't really talk about a lot in the stream yet because everyone says, oh, Zach Wilson's too much of a gunslinger, too much of this. He tries to be too much aggressive. How about that conservative throw on the run? Having an instincts like, that's a quick thought in his brain. He's not, mapping that out. He sees Corey Davis down the field. He could fire it and lead him for a touchdown, but he's like, you know what? I want to make sure that this is a reception. I'm going to lead him inside, and I'm going to make sure Corey catches this ball, gets the ball down to the 20-yard line, which results in a touchdown anyway. So that shows you the development of Zach Wilson.
It does, but that's also to do with coaching. I would still piss me off, though, that I'm like 3rd or 1 or 2nd or 1. We're throwing the ball instead of running.
That was definitely a big negative of the game. That was driving me crazy. On 3rd and 1, why are we not running the ball? We have this run game. You got to be able to establish.
I think the Jets are running the ball better now that Zach Wilson is the quarterback. And I think, speaking of Breece Hall, he's definitely, you can argue he's the best running back they've had since Curtis Martin. He's the best Jets running back I've seen the Jets have had since Thomas Jones. That dude.
Yeah.
Remember, unfortunately, I did not see Curtis Martin play, which sucks. I know.
Me neither.
But Thomas Jones was a great running back for the Jets. He rarely fumbled and all that good stuff. And this is somewhat reminding me of the 09, 010, 2009, 2000.
I know. I've been saying that too. And it's like, we're running the ball. We're playing defense.
But Zach Wilson is a much more talented player than Mark Sanchez was.
Exactly. And that's a great point. Charles, we actually have a lot of callers lined up. So
no problem, man. Stay safe. Oh, by the way, I'm also hyped because one of my most anticipated movies coming out this Friday.
What's that?
Black Adam. Check it out.
All right. Well, I'll definitely go watch that too. I'm a big movie buff. So, it's a good week for you, Charles. And I appreciate you. And let's go Jets, all right?
Jets.
Jets. Great call from Charles there. He's always with us every single week. Guys, if you did not already, hit that thumbs up. We're just getting started here on the call-ins. And we have everyone patient behind stage right now, guys. I appreciate everybody staying patient. We're going to get to each and every one of you guys in the order that you guys came in. The next caller is Johnny. What's up, Johnny? How you doing?
How you doing? Oh, well, I'm doing fine, especially today.
Oh,
All right,
yeah.
so I have there's been a lot of talk about the game specifically. I don't want to talk about the game. You've been talking about the game, and you've covered it magnificently from top to bottom.
Thank you, Johnny.
I want to make some comments. I had said something in the chat about Moore and Garrett, right?
Yeah.
I want to tell you that I picked something up that was completely something that came out of my mind, something that I saw, right? Okay, and this is what I saw, and it's just struck me, and it sticks with me today. It was somewhere in between games. Wilson had just made a play and was getting congratulated, and he turns away from the guys that are congratulating him, just turns, and he sees Moore coming up, walking up. Moore walks up and completely gives him one of these looks like, nah, man, you ain't getting it from me. And he just walked away. No, between games somewhere earlier in the season.
Oh, okay.
Right? So it just struck me that it was a sign that he was pissed about, it should have been me. That's what struck me. And it came out of my head. I want to say that it's not something that I saw. But I also said earlier in the year, before the season began, right after we were on right after the draft, I said that we were going to wind up with a 13-7 record this year. 13-7 means we end this regular season 11 wins. Right.
It would actually mean it would be 13-4.
No, wait. Let me get to the end of it. All right. We end the regular season with 11 wins. We win 2 games in the playoffs. And we lose the game, the last game, the 7th game. Right. So we wind up 13-7. That's what I said, and it is now building to the point where at least I can feel like that's really a possibility. Looking at the way we're playing, right? It really, it was my instinct immediately following the draft. Okay, so second thing, Ulbrich and Salah. I saw a comment on the chat that somebody said that Salah had taken over the defense in the second half against Miami.
Is that true?
Right?
I don't think so.
I don't know. But from the second half against Miami through, we've played 6 quarters of really dynamic defense.
We have, and
something happened.
Yeah, I don't know if
switch went on.
I think it's more.
I don't know. But I don't know. Maybe it's Salah stepping up in front of the defense and saying, "This is my defense. You better play it right."
Yeah, and I agree. I think Salah deserves a lot of credit. And
Ulbrich, right.
And I think Ulbrich is still calling plays, so I still don't think that.
I don't know.
Yeah, that'd be a bigger deal.
All I know is that there was, and whoever said it in the chat, I tip my hat to them. But the idea is, yes, I recognize that we have played 6 really dynamic quarters of football defensively, and so some kind of switch went on. Okay, and then quickly for the last thing, somebody was just called before earlier had made a point about not having seen jet running back like Hall since Jones. All right. Well, in terms of the quality of the output so far, that may be so. But what I'm seeing is that Hall is not the same kind of running back. Jones was a bigger back and a thumper, much more of a thumper. right? We have not had that kind of running back at all, ever. This guy is a faster version of Le'Veon Bell when Le'Veon Bell was tearing it up for Pittsburgh. The kind of thing that he did on that kind of run where he just went north real quick, put his foot in the ground and went north, right? That was prime Le'Veon Bell. So that's the guy that we got now, but we got him for us, and we can count on that every week.
I agree, Johnny.
I am so high on this team, and remember,
and you were
right
high on this team
the
before everyone
draft.
else.
I said 13-7.
Wow, so Johnny, I appreciate your call. You had the Jets going 13-7, making it to the championship before the season started. You're high on Breece Hall. That was an excellent call. I'm going to get to the next caller now. Johnny, I appreciate your support.
Thank you so much for giving me the time.
Of course, man. Hopefully, I'll see you next week on Victory Monday, all right? Have a good rest of your day.
We hope so, too. Right.
Let's go. Great caller there from Johnny. Love the insight that he gives about Breece Hall, and that was just a great call there from Johnny. I appreciate you, my man. All right, we're getting into the next caller. Jets Unleashed is back. What's up, my man? How you doing today?
Doing good, man. Victory Monday is one of the best, man. It's just so happy just to see this team just, it just feeling this expression of just Victory Monday, man. We're not used to this, so it's just so amazing just to see and feel this feeling, man. Not only did we beat the Packers, we beat the refs as well.
Oh, yeah, we did beat the refs. We barely talked about that because that was the crazy, crazy stuff. Crazy calls, man.
Why, man? Especially the one on the sideline, like we're gonna call something like that, and then ticky-tacky a little bit on the pass interference on Sauce. That was ticky-tacky in my opinion. But you know what, dude? The sky's the limit for us, man. Again, all these teams that's supposed to be good ain't good. We're the third best in the AFC right now, and you can argue, we're like tied with the Chiefs. That's amazing right now, We're better than the AFC South. We're better than the AFC North record-wise. It's just so insane, man.
There's only 3 teams in the AFC that has 4 wins or more, and that's the New York Jets and the 2 top dogs of the Kansas City Chiefs and the Buffalo Bills. What's happening, man? We're here. That's what's happening.
Man, this gotta take credit to Joe Douglas and Salah, man. They made this team, man. They have receipts now, man. Dude, it's amazing, man. There's no team that I can't. Even the Bills game, the Bills that we're gonna be facing, I think we might even have a chance against them. I'm not scared of any team right now.
We have a reason to think that way too. We really do have a reason to think that way because we're seeing the full potential of not only just one side of the ball, but all 3 phases of the football, man. Oh my gosh! I hope to see you Wednesday night on the roundtable. By the way.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna be there, dude.
Yes.
It's gotta talk to TD, man, about those Vikings and Dolphins, man.
Yeah, guys, just so you're aware, if people are not aware what the AFC East Roundtable is, I'm a host on that channel, and we have call-ins at the end of our Wednesday night show every week on the AFC East Roundtable. Jets Unleashed is a member of the Patreon, which gives you access to the live Q&A. He was on the channel last week, so I hope to see you again Wednesday night representing the New York Jets, my man. It's going to be a great show Wednesday, and it's always a pleasure seeing your face, especially after a Jets win, my man. Let's go.
Let's go, man. I'm going to let you get back to these calls, man. Jet up. Let's go Victory Monday next week as well.
I'll see you next week on Victory Monday. 4 in a row. Let's do it.
Let's go.
All right, another great caller from Jets Unleashed, man. It's so awesome to get you guys on here. Guys, if you feel a little hesitant to hop on, don't be hesitant. Don't be shy. I'm a nice guy. Everyone's in the chat. Be respectful to the callers. There's no reason to be saying bad things about the callers. They're all phenomenal Jets fans, and I'm really excited that we have all these Jets fans coming on here. So don't be shy and hop on, and let's talk some Jets. Next, we got a weekly caller who you guys know very well. His name is B-Man. We're back. Another Victory Monday. This is insane. 3 in a row. What's going on?
I mean, this is the type of game I predicted was going to happen. I had the feeling that it was going to be competitive at first, close, and then the Jets would just blow away the Pack.
Dude, it's just I'm still at a loss for words, man. I know you're a big historian with this Jets franchise. You know all the nitty-gritties
I
of this
know,
team, man.
one thing I want to know is what is the Jets' record for most consecutive games with with defense forces a turnover? Because we're up to 6.
That's crazy. I know one stat is this is the first time in the Saleh era that we have not committed a turnover in 2 straight games, which is sad, but a good thing, obviously, right now.
No, it's insane. It's a very good thing. I mean, you look at this, and like I said, the schedule, and right now it's like it's insane to say, but it's true. The Jets are probably a top 5 team in the conference right now.
I mean, if you look at the record, guess what? We are the 3rd best team in the conference.
We are 3rd best, and let's be honest right now. The Ravens can't stop imploding late in games. The Bengals, it's like 1 minute they play great, next minute they play awful. The Titans are just Derrick Henry, and without that, they're nothing. And the Colts are a mess. The Broncos are a mess. The Raiders are a mess. Let's be honest, Miami's kind of fallen down to earth. The Patriots can't beat quality opponents. They haven't been able to beat them in, was it 5 years? Is it going to be, 5 years now? 2018 when they last won the Super Bowl?
Yeah, man. Listen, this Jets team, they're beating.
No, go on. Sorry, I'm interrupting, but sorry.
No, it's fine. This Jets team, like, what do they say going into this game? Like, oh, we haven't beat anybody. We haven't beat a quarterback. This, and that. Well, we just beat a future Hall of Fame quarterback who had a 15-game home winning streak in Lambeau. What are they going to say now, man?
And people will come up with excuses. Meanwhile, the Patriots and Brady and Zappy McGee over there is going to be praised to no end, even though they beat a bunch of nobodies and mediocre teams in the Lions, the Browns. I don't get that the Lions had a top flight offense. They were banged up and they have no defense. And watch, they're going to get praised again when they beat the Bears, and it's all going to come crashing down to earth when they play the Jets.
Well, I sure hope so, because the Jets still have to prove they could beat the Patriots, because we haven't yet.
I'm telling you right now, look up the facts, because nothing I'm saying here is wrong. The Patriots have not beaten quality opponents in years. Not since they won the Super Bowl against the Rams. Since then, they are 8-18 against teams that finish over 500. And 2 of those wins were because of freak weather situations. They had a monsoon at home against the Ravens that helped them win. And they had that freak windstorm last year that helped them win in Buffalo. But outside of those games, they don't beat quality opponents anymore. And I'd say right now the Jets are for sure a quality opponent. I'm not scared of the Broncos either.
Hey, how about we make Zappy Ghosts versus us? Do you think that's possible?
Definitely. Here's the thing. This team isn't scared of anything. They don't care. They don't care about the past, all the past failures. We can be pessimistic as much as we want. Oh, well, we don't win here. We don't beat this guy. This team doesn't care about what their past failures are. They're going to go in and they're going to punch you straight in the mouth. They're going to look good while doing it.
And that's a great way, man. The whole punch you in the mouth thing as a metaphor is real. I mean, this Jets in the trenches, bro. That was Saleh's message at halftime to the offensive line. He said, let's get it going, because the offensive line was struggling in the first half. Make him out there in the second half. And we were just blow for blow for blow for blow. And that's how we ran this football. As good as Breece Hall was, you got to give the credit to the big boys up front.
Oh, and for people worrying about Zach, I think part of yesterday's struggles I think he was a little bit in awe of playing against his idol.
Say that again. Sorry, my mic cut out.
I think he was in a little bit of an awe struck from playing his idol. Let's be honest. Rarely do you play against the guy you look up to as a kid.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's a lot of factors that went into that whole first part of the game being a little up and down for Zach Wilson, but he beat his idol. And how about that? So, V-Man, I appreciate your call as always. I hope to see you for 4 straight Victory Mondays. That would be ridiculous. And let's go Jets, and hope you enjoy the rest of your Monday, my man.
Yeah, well, bye.
All right, take care. All right, for some reason, my audio is not coming through my headset anymore. We got another caller who's coming in next, who has been a regular, who I'm excited to get in here. All right, hold on 1 second. Let me just make sure. Testing. All right, hopefully it works. I don't think it's going to work, but whatever. All right. We got Omar in the building representing Sauce. Hey, let me get Sauce on the screen with us. Now that you have him up there yourself.
There he is. There he is. What's up, Richie?
What's up, Omar?
Richie? Hey, I hear you fine, by the way. I was getting feedback from V-Man.
Yeah, no, the problem is you're not coming through here anymore. You're coming through my speakers.
Oh,
So
okay. Yeah. Shout out to V-Man. He's awesome. Hey, receipts, baby.
Oh,
receipts.
he's bringing it out.
Receipts. Okay. Hey, Victory Monday. Let's go.
Back-to-back weeks, bro.
Oh my goodness, man. Hey, listen. This is a positive vibes only Victory Monday. I want to touch on a couple of things, Richie.
Please.
First and foremost, everybody hit that like button. Thank you for doing this, Richie. I told Jake this and Matt O'Leary this as well for giving us a platform for all of us to come together, man. You know, after a win or a loss.
Yeah, thank you, man.
I think about. I'm seeing a lot of negativity about Zach and some other stuff, and it's like, yo, we won a game. God damn! I saw a post. I saw a post by Buffalo Jets fan who I'm not really agreeing with lately. He said, Jets fans, we want a quarterback that wins. Zach Wilson, 3-0. Jets fans, oh no, not like that. Come on, guys. Listen, is a team.
There's a segment of this fan base that you just can't please them no matter what. They'll always find something because they're just grown to just be hating on this team because they love them so much, but they disappoint them and they can't handle winning. They just can't handle winning.
I think back to what Joe Douglas said in the One Jets Drive thing, and I love the One Jets Drive series. Playmakers. We're gonna win games ugly sometimes. We're gonna win games pretty sometimes. We're gonna take. I said this yesterday. You can't lose when you take a profit. They couldn't stop the run. They couldn't stop Quinnen Williams. You keep going there. We kept calling the same stunt over and over and over again. Really? And how many times did we hit Aaron Rodgers yesterday? You get after the quarterback, you protect the quarterback. Zach didn't have to do much. Why? Not because he didn't want to, or because the offense runs through him. How many times does Zach Wilson have his back to the offense? And the linebackers just stopped. Why? Because Zach has that mobility. They've seen it. You've seen Zach Wilson do things, and it's like, whoa, what's going on here? Eye candy. Who's calling the plays? LaFleur. The two LaFleur brothers. They know each other. They know they see things in practice, and they go, whoa, the Jets are about to do something here. So if Flacco was out there with his back to the defense, your job is to go straight at Flacco because what's Flacco going to do? He doesn't scare you, right? So for anybody saying Zach didn't play well, he played really well. The reason that the offense and everything ran well, the run game, everything was because the offense is designed to operate through Zach. That's the whole thing.
I agree. I couldn't agree more, man. And that's what the context that I hate that these Jets fans are missing is it's not like Zach Wilson went out there and stunk it up and just couldn't and threw the ball 30 times and just only put up 110 yards. He threw the ball 18 times. And the Jets did not need to throw the football. They had a drive, Omar, with 11 straight runs, and they got a touchdown on that drive. Why is this becoming a bad thing that we have an offense that doesn't need Zach Wilson to throw the ball and we can still win?
Take your profit.
If Zach Wilson threw the ball 25 plus times and he put up bad numbers and we still win, okay, then I can maybe hear you guys a little bit. But the fact is, we saw what Zach Wilson did in his first game back this year, being the reason why we beat the Pittsburgh Steelers in the fourth quarter. And now we have back-to-back weeks where we win off of our defense and running game. So I don't get it. I understand there are Jets fans who are like, yeah, but we still want to see Zach Wilson be the guy. Well, he has every single chance to still prove that. Just the reality is we're playing such good football, and Robert Saleh is trying to form an identity here by running down your throat and playing good defense.
And being a physical football team. He wants people to know, the Jets want people to know, when you play us, you get ready for 60 minutes because it's going to hurt because we're going to bring it. Zach, the last thing I want to say on Zach is, when they said we're going to lift you up, I always get emotional when I see that line. We're going to lift you up. That's what this organization is doing. Zach is about to play his 17th game. He's about to finally play a full season of football. Can we relax, guys, with this? I need to see something happen right in front of me right away. We need to see something right away, Like, come on, guys. Let's hope. I believe that Zach is the guy and our guy for the next 10 years. I think we found our guy, and I'm loving where this team is heading. I want us to be competitive, not just this year, but for years to come. So it's the last thing I want to say is that it's 6 games out of a 17-game season, guys. I'm happy. Another victory Monday. This is awesome. But let's calm down on the expectations. The next 4 games are a real test. Denver, yeah, okay. We could lose to them. Any given Sunday, you could lose.
sure.
We haven't played well in Denver, historically speaking. You said it, Richie. Don't sleep on New England. Yeah, New England may not have played anybody, but that's what they said about the Jets. And we just showed up and punched Green Bay in the face in Green Bay, the cathedral of football. Don't sleep on New England. I'm not.
I agree.
And Buffalo, I expect that to be a loss. I just hope we're in the game. I just want us to be competitive. When we lose, I want us to be competitive.
Yeah.
A brutal stretch of losses or something is coming. The NFL is highs and lows. Where do you fall in the middle? Do you fall more on up here or down here? Let's see. We're gonna find out about this team.
And I agree. And the best part about it, man, is we have a cushion with the 2 games over 500. Where if we get into that lows, we can afford those losses. And that's
a game over Miami.
Yeah, and a game over Miami. And hopefully we can split against the Patriots, whether it's this first game at home or it's the game on the road. We have to win one of those 2 games, but we're not sleeping on them at all. Omar, it's always a pleasure to see you representing the Jets here, man. Always a pleasure. Hopefully you see you for 4 straight
and the AFC Roundtable, I can't wait to see you on there. I know it's going to be lit with you on there. I was loving the Finch tears. I'm telling you, we ruined that fan base. People were talking about jumping off bridges down here, okay? And it's the same thing in Green Bay. I'm listening to the podcasts in Green Bay. They're going, oh, my gosh. Oh my gosh, the season's over.
And I
we're
love
ruining
that
teams.
We lost to the Jets like it's a big deal. Yeah, you lost to the Jets.
Yeah, we lost to the Jets. Yeah, you lost to the Jets. Yeah, you did. You got your ass kicked.
Continue that because you're going to continue, man.
All gas, Richie.
I'll see you next week, my man. Always a pleasure having you on. Another great caller. Omar is a great representative of the Jets fans. He supports Jake, Matt O'Leary, myself. And I love that he came in here with the Sauce Gardner Cheesehead. And I got Sauce floating right here on top of me. What's up, Sauce? And then the finale, the man of the hour in sunny California.
There we go.
We got Ray in the house.
What's up? What's going on, Richie?
Another victory Monday, Ray. What is
another
happening?
victory Monday? I can get used to this. Like I said, I want this to be my norm also. So let's see. This was a great game. I mean, Saturday night, I couldn't sleep. I was 100% confident in that we were going to beat them. I every now and then I get like this Nostradamus kind of feel. I didn't have not one inkling. I told my wife, I said, baby, today we sent a message to the NFL. We're not losing. She's like, we're not losing. I'm feeling the same thing about this Denver game coming up. Everybody talk about the altitude, maybe the altitude effect. I say, you know what? We're not going to get too confident, but when you know that you're playing, we're only playing at 60% to me, 65% on offense. Our offense is not even hitting on all cylinders. So week by week, our team is adding a little bit more this. The defense is ahead. The defense is like playing 75%. The offense is at 65%. We're nowhere near our capacity, and that's the scary thing. And I'm not trying to get too excited, but when you know you got something good, we got a good foundation. This is not no fool's gold. We are for real, and the whole building, this building is real. This foundation is real, and there's not much that anybody can do because guess what? We're young, and in about next year, like I said, we should compete for the division. Buffalo showed me that they the real deal. There's nothing we can say. We might lose, but we're gonna play really good against Buffalo. We're gonna use that as our litmus test. But the New England is gonna be a good game. We'll beat New England. New England's Belichick has his team playing really well. That's gonna be an ugly game where everything that Salah's been teaching about playing 4 quarters, it's going to be like a heavyweight fight when we play New England. I don't care how bad they are. They will play us, but we will win. So that's my take right now. I'm excited, Richie. I'm smiling. I can't stop smiling.
You got to keep smiling out there in sunny California with that Jets gang green you got representing the Jets all the way on the West Coast. And I love the optimism. I love your energy. You are a great Jets fan. You've been around for a while. I can tell from your takes in the chat. And, man, it feels so good. It doesn't it, man? I mean, everything that we've been preaching on this channel for the past offseason is coming to fruition and then some, right?
Yes. It's amazing because we're actually hearing somebody say that believe in trust the system, believe in the plan. and it's coming in front of us. It's like, wow, there's nothing else to say but this trust. You can't do nothing but trust what's happening now.
You really can't, man. And I'm so impressed with what we're seeing from this team, from top to bottom, from the personnel staff to the coaching staff to the players. I mean, hey, do I give credit to the owners yet? I mean, this is like everything is just clicking, and it just feels so amazing to have you and all these Jets fans come on and celebrate with a smile on our faces, because we all know what we've been through the past decade plus. And let's hope that we can continue this momentum, and hopefully we'll see you again next week on Victory Monday,
right? 6 more. We said last week 7. Now 6 more Victory Mondays in a row, baby. Let's go. We need 6 more in there, man.
Let's go. We're getting 10 wins minimum. 10 wins minimum.
That's the number right there. Magic number 10. Let's go.
Let's go,
Richie, enjoy your day, man. I appreciate you, and look forward to next week.
Thank you so much, Ray. I appreciate the call as always. Enjoy the beautiful day over there in California, my man.
Yes, sir. All right. Go Jets, baby.
Woo! Another great call from Ray. That is one happy, elated Jets fan. Always a pleasure to have Ray on the channel. We got two people in backstage waiting to come on. They came just in time. Perfect timing. Phenom. Yo, what's up?
Hey,
man?
what's up, Richie? Really enjoyed you at the Miami game with Jets Media. Nice to meet you, man. So
Yeah,
you
man.
at training camp.
Appreciate
You
that. I
guys
remember
have
meeting
said
you
it
too.
all. Yeah, thank you, man. You guys have said it all, man. Been a Jet fan for a long time. None of this is, I mean, well, it is a surprise, but with the draft that we had, set the foundation for this season. I mean, it could have went bad. We lost Mekhi Becton. They filled in the holes, and but this rookie draft class has been exceptional, and they've played very well. And Zach Wilson hasn't had to play over his head, and he's played well under the circumstances, and to take nothing away from him. And this Victory Monday, 3 Mondays in a row, you got to be happy about that. I had it, like I said, as I said to you, I had a chance to go to Pittsburgh. That was an awesome trip. Then we come back, we had Miami. I was at the game with you, great. And now yesterday, I'm watching from home, and it's more of the same. The defense didn't have a great first. I mean, offense and defense didn't have a great first half, but they played Green Bay solid. I mean, they didn't make any mistakes. They didn't blow their foot off. I mean, they didn't shoot themselves in the foot. Exactly. And we played good football. And in the second half, it turned our way. And especially, we've been dominating in all 3 phases of the game. If you look at the last 3 weeks, we've been dominating. We haven't shot ourselves in the foot. We played great defensively, and our pass rush has shown up and played well, and the defense has played well. And you can't say anything bad about Breece Hall, because he's been exceptional. The only question I have is, when they stop the running game, how does Zach play then? We'll see that in time. And you can't be anything but happy, man, about how the Jets are playing. And if you're not happy about this, I don't want to go too far in the future, because that'll take care of itself. And we'll see how they play against Denver. And we shouldn't put an automatic W. No, the Jets can't go out there and have a rocky start and expect them to come back. We want them to play solid football. We want them, if adversity hits, we want them to deal with the adversity and get over it and through it, and then bring the victory home. So we got a lot to look forward to.
Very well said, man. We got to live in the present and enjoy the moment. And if you're a Jets fan on a 3-game winning streak and you're so focused on, wait, what about the future if we can't do this? Why are you worrying about that? Let's celebrate Victory Monday. Let's worry about the opponents later on in the week, and then we turn the page onto Denver. Victory Monday is all about celebrating what we just saw yesterday, especially if it's a 3-game winning streak. So, Phenom, you hit all the best points that I've made all throughout the stream. 3 phases of the football, being dominant. I think that's the biggest reason why why we have a 3-game winning streak right now. It's not because of just the defense carrying us. It's not because of the offense carrying us. It's a well-balanced approach, and that should give Jets fans a lot of excitement to how deep this team is. And the depth is there. We're healthy, and oh my God, it's just I'm on cloud 9, man. It's a pleasure to see you again. I'm happy that you had such a great time at Jets Media Day. I always appreciate you last week, and man, it feels good, Phenom.
Good stuff, Richie. Keep it going, man.
Thank you so much, my brother. I appreciate that. And let's go Jets. Hopefully I see you Victory Monday again next week.
Absolutely, man. Looking forward to it.
All right. Enjoy your Monday, my bro.
Take care.
Another great caller, man. This is awesome. This is so great. Josh.
J-E-T-S. Jets.
Josh NYJ Madden. He's a regular. 3 straight, bro. You were here for the Pittsburgh Victory Monday. You were here for the Dolphins Victory Monday. And now you're here for the Green Bay Victory Monday. Let me know how you feel right now. Puff that chest out.
Let's go, Jets. Man, this Jake is crazy. I can't believe this, man. This Jake is so crazy. 4-2. Do you believe now? Do y'all believe now? I don't want to hear none of y'all shit talkers. I don't give a fuck. Let's go, man. The offense didn't do that great in the first half. Defense was blowing up all game, and then the second half, offense got back on board. Brees Hall. Oh my goodness, man. Oh my goodness. Let's go, Jets. Let's go, Jets, man. I don't care about all the haters. Y'all been talking hella shit for the past 10 years. I know we just 4-2, but we got a long season ahead of us. But man, the future is bright. The future is definitely bright for us. Let's go, Jets.
Dude, that was a great little positive rant you went on, because the haters are so silent right now. We can't hear them anymore. We're proving all the doubters wrong. We made a gigantic statement yesterday, bro. A gigantic statement.
Yes, sir.
To the league. Not to these Jets fans, to the league, the NFL. We put the NFL on notice.
Yes, sir. All the analysts, all the NFL speakers, they know now. We're not the old Jets no more. We're not the old Jets no more. What did Brees Hall say? We're not the old Jets. We're the Jets now. We're the Jets now.
Oh
so
my gosh.
Y'all better start taking notes. Get y'all fantasy teams ready. Get Brees Hall, Sauce Gardner. Sauce Gardner is the next Darrelle Reeves in my eyes. I can't explain it enough, because when Darrelle Reeves was relevant, every time I watched them play, nobody caught the ball. Sauce Gardner is the same exact way. Every time somebody throws at him, nobody is catching the ball. That is so crazy. I love our defense, love our offense, love the Jets. Let's go. And Richard, you said it, I think not in your last podcast, but in your following podcast, that we're not the 2015 Jets. We are the 2009, when we had Mark Sanchez, Sean Green, Braylon Edwards, Santonio Holmes. We are those Jets again. It's just a new generation, man. I'm just so hyped. I'm sorry to take up your time on this.
No, apologize, bro. This is where you're allowed to let it out.
Let's go, Jets, man.
Oh my God.
And Richard, you be too live too. You be hyped. You be having me hyped too. So let's go, Jets. We got the Broncos next week. Hopefully we can be 5-2, but we'll see. Let's go, Jets. Go, go, go.
Oh man, you must be hyped playing as the Jets on Madden right now, right?
Yup.
Oh,
Yes,
they gotta update that team. Their overall should be skyrocketed. Give Brees Hall. Look at it. You're already versing the Packers again. You're re-simulating it. Guys, check out Josh's Madden content. He comes out with great Jets Madden videos. So it's always a pleasure having you on, bro. Your energy is amazing, and I love your positive feel right now. You got me going. Right now. How about that?
Jets. I appreciate you, Richie. I love your channel. Keep this channel going. I'm going to keep watching you. Let's go, Jets. Go fucking Jets.
Yeah,
go!
baby. Let it go. I love it. Thank you, Josh. I appreciate you, bro. Love the love. Oh, man, that is excellent stuff right there. Josh is an all-timer Jets media call-in, man. That was great. Always a great call-in. Wow. He got me going. He got me hyped up, baby. This Jets team, bro, it just feels so good because for those of you guys that are not aware of this, and I'm sure it's obvious, but no one really thought about it, this is the first time that I'm covering the Jets on Jets Media with positive energy. It's always negative stuff that I had to deal with. I started the first season with Gase. So all I know was negative Jets fans because the Jets were bad. So we have every right to be negative. But now it's a different animal. And we got another weekly caller tuning in.
Yo,
Israel.
Dude, I'm hyped up, man. I'm hyped fucking 4-2. I told you last week, Rich. I told you I'm gonna call you next week. 4-2. I don't even care. I hope we continue on our way, but I'm gonna enjoy this week. We had another holiday here in Israel, and I just finished watching the replay of the game now. Dude, damn it. Damn.
That's what Victory Monday is about. We don't have to worry about the future. Let's focus on the present because what we just went through yesterday, we should be elated.
Dude, the defense showed the fuck up.
Oh my God.
Shit.
Dude, how about that? Robert Saleh, Quinn
Williams, man. Oh my God. Wow. I can't. Dude, it's crazy. I've been like following the Jets like for a while now, and like I remember like after the 2015 season, it just like whoop downhill. Now we're shining, man. We're shining. This is the time. I feel it. No, so we don't have to go to like we said it. We don't have to I just spoke in Hebrew. Sorry. We don't have to go to the Super Bowl, but just let's get some wins. Let's be that star, that like we've been waiting for. Let's be that. Let's scare some NFL teams. I was hoping Buffalo lost last night, but that wasn't whatever. But
we can control, and we're winning games. And this season was all about forming an identity and seeing if we have a head coach and seeing if we have a quarterback and seeing if the talent that Joe Douglas is acquiring is legit or not. And all
so I think that Zach Wilson has to do show a little bit more, but except that he's like on the right path. He needs a little bit more time, but except that the defense, the coach, the special teams, man. Give up for the special teams, that blocked punt, blocked field goal for a touchdown. Man, you gotta, offense. Brees Hall, wow, what a pickup, man. What a pick. I'm so happy, man. I just finished watching the game now, and I was hoping you were still on. I had to get on the Victory Monday. I was like, oh man, he has to be on.
Oh, I'm on. Of course I'm on. We're well over 2 hours right now.
I know, I see right now, almost 2.5.
Oh my
God. But I think that these next 3 games we have we'll see what the New York Jets are. I think we can beat the Broncos. I have the way they're playing right now. I don't know what happened last night, but
they play tonight. Actually, they didn't play yet.
They play tonight. Okay, so we'll see. So we'll see what happens. And then the Patriots. I think by the way we're playing now, I think we have a good chance. And then if we're 6-2 by that point, and we're tied with Buffalo for first place, and that's gonna be America's game of the week.
Oh my gosh, it is a wild time to be a Jets fan, everybody.
Man.
I appreciate you representing the Jets.
Man, no problem, man.
Israel, man, that is awesome. And enjoy
Man.
this. Happy holidays
Thank
to you,
you,
my
man.
friend. And
Thank you, dude.
enjoy this victory, bro.
4-2, baby. Let's go. We'll talk next week, Richie. I'm waiting. 5-2, baby. 5-2. Say it.
5-2. I'll see you at 5-2. I'll remember that. Let's go. He called it last week. Naft called it last week. He said that the Jets will be 4-2 and he'll be here, and he's completely correct. We got Malachi in here, Patriots fan, showing some love. $10 donation. Thank you, bro. Richie, I enjoy seeing you Jets fans so happy and joyful. Hopefully y'all beat the Broncos so that the Patriots can drop 50 on y'all again and the old Richie can come back. Hey, man, I appreciate the donation, Malachi. Hey, I've been showing your Patriots some love, so enough with this Jets slander, bro. Come on. I've been saying the Jets got to show up against the Patriots because you guys have our number since 2015, obviously. And I hope we beat the Broncos too. And you'll never see the same old Richie again this year, because even if we lose to say we beat the Broncos on Sunday and then we lose to the Patriots, I'm not going to be super, super upset. You're talking about what? A 5-3 record? You ain't getting the same old Jets there. The same old Richie can come back. But Malachi, all serious note, I do appreciate the $10 donation, my friend. And we'll see you Wednesday night on the AFC East Roundtable. All right, so we're getting into the final caller of the show. We got Sauce in the building. What's good, Sauce?
Yo, what's up, bro?
How you doing, bro?
Doing good, doing good.
You feeling happy right now or what?
Oh yeah, for sure. I just got a couple things to say, man, because I've been seeing everybody talking about the quarterback and all that. The way I look at it is we just need to win the game. We got to remember our O-line situation. We got to remember right now the running game is what's working, so keep it moving. We know that Zach's got it. We saw him a couple weeks ago slinging it. We see the arm strength. We see the ball placement. It'll come back when it's needed. It'll be back. But I just see everything like a psychological game, man. We just got to do what's working. It's like a couple weeks ago, the roughing the passer penalty on Lawson. It's a boneheaded mistake, but if this sets up your defense to fire them up for the next couple plays, for the next drive, for the next quarter, 2 quarters, I'm all for it, man. And I really do feel like that play also did that a couple weeks ago.
I agree, man. I agree that they're learning from their mistakes, and that is a sign and a testament of a coaching staff that knows what they're doing.
For sure, for sure.
Bro, I appreciate the call, and let's keep going. I appreciate the support on Jets Media, and we're 4-2, bro. We're 4-2. So let's soak it in, man. I appreciate you.
All right, man.
Have a good one. All right, guys. So that's going to conclude the live call-in shows. I appreciate everybody. Malachi with another $5 says, "Nah, I'm just messing with you, Richie." I know it's all love, Malachi. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate the donations, of course. It's all love, man. I'll see you Wednesday at the round table, of course. So, guys, if you're not already, please do me a favor and hit that like button. Can we get to 200 likes before the stream is over? We have 167 likes. So please, if you're not already, hit that like button. I would greatly, greatly appreciate that. So I was live for 2 hours and 20 minutes. And you guys were awesome. All the calls were great. The chat was great. Everybody, I appreciate each and every one of you guys showing love on Jets Media. The like button means a lot. The subscriptions means a lot. And the Jets are freaking here. We just made a gigantic statement to the rest of the NFL. Do not let any negative energy get to us, because the Jets fans need to live in the moment for once. Because remember where we came from. Stop worrying about the future, about what if this, what if that, what if this, what if we're disappointed. Live in the now. We're coming off a 3-game win streak. The Jets have the 3rd best record in the entire conference. Actually, the 2nd best record, because we're tied with the Chiefs. There's nobody better in the AFC than the Jets right now, other than the Bills. And we're tied with the Chiefs record-wise. 3-game win streak. The defense is playing like a playoff championship caliber defense, the way that they've been playing. And the offense has been running down their throat. And we have talent all over the field. And wait until the pass attack gets going, because that's just a matter of time until Zach gets comfortable with Elijah and Garrett. And it's just a matter of time till that gets going. So enjoy the moment, guys. Have a great rest of your Monday. I'm about to end off the stream, and you know what I'm going to be doing? Eating lunch and rewatching the entire broadcast, because I don't really get to enjoy the broadcast when I'm live during the game. So I'm excited to see what Kevin Burkhardt and Greg Olsen had to say throughout that entire game. I'm excited to rewatch it. Tomorrow, it'll either be the film breakdown on the channel, or we're going to get into the stock up, stock down report. That's either going to be, either Tuesday, Wednesday, and flight preview Thursday, AFC East Roundtable live stream Wednesday night. You guys know the drill by now. And I appreciate each and every one of you guys. This is a long 2.5-hour Victory Monday celebration. I love you guys. Let's go Jets. And we'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out and enjoy this day. No need to worry about the Broncos yet. Focus on yesterday. Focus on the now. And Hennessy, I want to see you next week, because I saw you come in the stream, but you left me. I was excited to get you on the stream, Hennessy. So I better see you next week on Victory Monday. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Peace out.